Our podcast is now officially old enough to vote.
And drink in every other country.
Yeah,
Exactly.
not in the U.S.
Because in the U.S. we're soft. All right? Because all you people can drink when you're 18 years old.
We're not so soft because we just won the Olympics.
Exactly.
That
So-
is
Sure,
true.
yeah.
But we can't drink until we're 21.
Well, we tied with China, 40-40.
Yeah, but we have
Gold
more.
medals.
We
For
have
gold
more
medals. So total medals.
I don't count total medals. That's nonsense.
Actually, China won all those medals in swimming, so they only
Word.
picked one sport.
They're
No,
gold.
they swimming, table tennis, synchronized
Oh
diving.
my God,
Yeah.
table tennis, they are
Basically
king.
all the sports that are not sports.
Okay.
No,
table
That
tennis.
is wild. They would conveniently be sports if we had
that-
one gold.
You know what? I'm excited for 2028 because they're bringing some fire sports to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, baseball and softball are the notable.
Flag
ones.
football is going to be interesting.
Flag
but
football. I'm interested to see if Tyreek Hill competes in that.
Who's competing with the U.S.?
Nobody.
I heard Colin Kaepernick wants to compete.
That'll be
Tyreek
interesting.
Hill would be.
That's interesting because imagine we win gold and he kneels for the national anthem.
No.
That would be insane.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
But
They got to bring.
I'm not as
amount.
as looking forward to the 2028 Olympics. I just feel like the vibe will be a lot less of the Olympics not being abroad. There's just there's something about the Olympics being somewhere else
Yeah.
that
Well,
it's just going to be
they-
because we dominate the Olympics enough as it is, and the fact that we're going to have home advantage for everything is going to be so
what's
boring.
OD.
What's
Yeah.
kind of ironic is that they put it in the mostly condensed city
They had
in
to.
the world besides New York.
They had to put it in L.A. Warm weather, the warmest
True.
weather possible by
Well,
the
yeah,
beach.
if-
They already have
if-
the facilities. They don't need to build it anywhere else.
They could have put in like North Carolina or something.
No,
Imagine.
because you also have to put in mind like surfing in this year's Olympics was in Tahiti because there's no surf
Right,
waves.
right.
And
Yeah.
Tahiti is French land.
Right.
Yep,
So they literally had a camera crew out in Tahiti. I wish I was there.
that's fire.
Just
I need to
imagine
go
you-
to
you
California
I've never
because
been.
the sun sets by the ocean and it's so beautiful.
Really.
Yeah, it's different in New Jersey than
Yeah.
in California.
Although we do get the cotton candy skies. It is nice
The
every
cotton
day.
candy
do.
skies is nice.
We get it occasionally.
But speaking of California, I did want to start off this this episode with of a Hall of Fame analogy I made up earlier. Because there was a big debate last night. Obviously, I'm sure you guys know, or at least you do, Antoine, since you're on Twitter more than Gio is, about Stephon Marbury and what he said about LeBron James.
Wow.
I actually didn't see this.
Okay, so I'll reveal it to you now.
So please educate me.
I will educate you. So Stephon Marbury said that LeBron should, in no circumstances, no nothing should be within the same category and the same breath as Michael Jordan.
Wow.
So, I hear him say that, and I'm like, okay.
Was that on Gilbert Arenas' podcast?
I don't remember.
Was that the
It
video that you
probably
retweeted?
was. Yeah, I think it was.
Okay.
So at that point, I'm like, okay, this dude's probably like a Skip Bayless fanboy or whatever. And I was like, all right, it's bad enough that you said that. And then he kept talking. And he said the only player that should be in that conversation is Kobe Bryant. And I'm like, okay. So I'm obviously in the minority. I don't rate Kobe that highly. But at the end of the day, even if you are going to put him even in your top 5 or top 10, he's nowhere near LeBron. And I was thinking, I'm like, thinking Kobe Bryant is better than LeBron James is like thinking Universal is better than Disney. And I think that's such a good take.
Universal's better than Disney.
Yeah, right now Universal is trying significantly harder to make their parks better, but it's Disney just one-ups them every time. So the thing with Kobe is that, yes, he keeps being good, but LeBron just one-ups him every single time.
I wouldn't say it's that. It's like the only like Kobe fans think Kobe's better than LeBron. Most people think that Disney's better than Universal. Only the true Universal diehards think it's better. Because if you look at the park attendance records, out of the top 10, Disney's got like 6 of them in like the top 7. So they just dominate all the time.
I'm probably one of Kobe's biggest fans, but I will gladly say that LeBron is significantly better and should be only compared to Michael Jordan.
Well, the thing is, you can't really compare Jordan and Bron because they're completely different players.
And completely different
And
times.
so I understand Marbury's takes, like, because Jordan and Kobe have the same play style. Like, Kobe modeled his entire game after Jordan.
He wasn't talking about play styles. He was talking
Okay.
about all-time rankings.
Really?
Yes.
That was the context of it? Okay.
Because there was like one of the comments below which says, I just can't see an argument as to why you would think Kobe's above LeBron all time.
All right, now think about this. Marbury is a little older. He's from that older generation, so
Correct.
he probably grew up.
But apparently, from what I saw, LeBron, I think, ignored him when he was in France, so he's just hating maybe. But
Okay, maybe.
that could be why. But, like, at the end of the day, it's just like, I was reading through the comments. Someone said Kobe's #1 because he never had top 75 help ever. I'm like, are you, like, how oblivious do you have
Besides
to
Shaq?
be? You would Shaq, you would Pau Gasol.
Pau Gasol's not top 75.
75, I think he
Pau
could be.
Gasol was
Nah.
one of the best at that time.
Oh yeah, for sure, but
don't
he's
know
not
if
top 75.
I don't know if he was in the top 75.
No, but he's now he is.
Right,
No, he's
but
not.
Kobe's had a lot of help throughout his career where LeBron would carry these, like, awful teams to the finals and get
Yeah.
blown out. But
The thing that they don't understand is that it's different times of basketball. Different teams, different play styles. From the game Jordan played to LeBron James now is significantly different. And also the referees have a hand in that as well. From the 50s to now, not 50s, 70s and 80s. Michael's not that old. I'm sorry, Michael.
80s, 90s.
80s, 90s compared to now. Also social media involved. We're in different times.
I think it's also the case of the league is so talented now that it's hard to dominate. Like as good as Jordan was, I don't think anyone is going to win 5 rings in a row ever again.
Jordan also did have a God squad.
Right, exactly. But at the end of the day, I just can't see. That's why we haven't seen a repeat champion since 2018, if I'm correct. And that's even with the Dynasty Warriors. We really haven't seen a non-Dynasty team repeat in forever. So there's so much parity in the league now, so much talent that it's going to be really
Jordan.
difficult for teams to really kind of bounce back. You know, I think the Celtics are maybe the only team that has a shot because they decided to bite the bullet and pay all their guys. Otherwise, you know, if the new CBA didn't exist, I think Denver easily repeats last year because they would have been able to pay everybody.
Yeah.
So,
You know what's funny is that we think of the original super team as KD, Steph, Clay. The original super team is actually the Bulls.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, no, but
Scotty-
obviously that's not our generation, so that's not what comes to mind.
MJ, Rod, Horace Grant,
Yeah.
Steve Kerr off the bench,
Derek Harper, or
Yep.
no, Ron
Ron
Harper.
Harper.
Ron Harper. That's the original
It's a great
God
squad right there. Yeah.
Very good team.
Bill
Or you could even-
Cartwright?
you could even go back to the Magic Kareem days. It's like the first like super team.
Right.
But I think the first super team really was the Heatles of our generation.
Correct.
Because yeah, there were good teams like the Celtics and Lakers were good, but I think we all knew the LeBron Wade Bosh combo was the one.
They
and then it was followed by the
they
Warriors.
gave them so much like publicity, and they had like the big intro where they all walked.
Yeah, LeBron had
Yeah.
his
It was like-
decision on ESPN.
Yeah, like we don't have that anymore.
Oh. No, because like the league's totally different now, and obviously because LeBron, Steph, and KD are still the face of the league, but that's obviously. We could talk about that another time as far as like the face of the NBA goes. But what's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode number 18 of the Floor Spacer podcast. Tyler Schwartz, Anthony Cavillo, and Giovanni Squatteri coming at
He
you.
butchered my last name so bad.
What did I say?
I didn't hear Cavino. I had Cavino.
No, I said Cavino.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't hear
Anthony
my full
Cavino
name.
and Giovanni Squatteri coming at you from the studio once again. Lads, how are we today?
We good.
Grading,
Grading.
which is my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, so as you can tell by the title, we are going to be grading all 30 NBA teams' off seasons. We tried doing this 2 weeks ago, or last week, whenever it was, and a lot of stuff happened with the Olympics. Our recording dates got delayed crazily, so we just decided to push it back one more week. So we're going to do it today. As far as anything else, we obviously will cover the bronze and gold medal matches from the Olympics. We're going to talk about Noah Lyles and the stuff he had said about Team USA and the basketball players and everything of that nature. We'll go through who won all the Olympics awards and all that stuff. We'll obviously grade all the off seasons, and then it's Antoine's turn for shower thoughts. So hopefully he's got a juicy, spicy question for us today.
Join me in the shower later in the
Hey
episode.
yo.
That is insanely sane.
Hey,
You'll
yo.
be joining me in the shower
All right,
All
buddy.
right, well,
after we grade the
All right,
shower.
buddy.
rapidly moving on. But if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed. Make sure you hit the notification bell. That way you're notified every single time we upload, which is every single day. We upload anywhere from 4 to 6 p.m., depending on how long it takes me to edit the shorts, because some take longer than others. But yeah, at this time of recording, we're currently at 2,418 subs, so we're 82 away from
the middle mark.
2,500.
The middle mark of 5K.
Exactly.
Which none of us had in mind at this time of year.
Honestly, like if you had asked me back in February, by this time, I think we probably would have had maybe 300 subscribers if we were lucky.
Correct.
So we're just blown away by the support. We can't thank you all enough. If you are on Spotify, make sure you do watch us, check us out on there. Give us a follow, 5-star rating, all that stuff. Episode 17 is actually our most played podcast on Spotify thus far.
Oh, wow.
So pretty good. And as far as socials, be sure to check us out on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
Do not say TikTok. TikTok is canceled.
At Floor Spacer Pod. Be sure to go follow us on our socials, which you can see down below, including that man's new Twitter. Be sure to get him to 1 million followers. Get him there.
Listen, I was going through your following yesterday. You got to get rid of 3 bots. And you will have a all normal following.
21, let's have fun.
No, there was, I don't know.
It's a bunch of sussy people, but
Is it?
I just saw 3 randoms.
I'll let Elon take care of that.
yeah, we'll see.
Elon,
But
take care of that.
You might want to check your Twitter DMs in the hidden and see if they send you anything.
Okay.
all right, we're gonna get into today's episode. Anything else from y'all before we dive right in?
Let's get straight to it.
All right, let's go.
Nitty gritty.
All right, into the first segment, the first story. We're going to talk about the Olympics. Obviously, this was the main event of everything that's gone on over the past week or so in basketball. And now, last episode, I believe we covered the playoffs up until the final games.
Yes.
So we had covered both semifinals between Germany, France, the U.S., Serbia. So for those that don't know, obviously there's a podium in the Olympics. You get gold, silver, bronze. So obviously, if there's 2 teams playing for gold, who gets bronze? Well, it's the loser of the 2 semifinal games, that being Germany and Serbia. So they duked it out earlier Saturday morning. It was 5, 6 a.m., something like that. Really early in the morning. I watched the highlights. I could not bring myself to wake up at that hour and watch basketball on the weekend. It's bad enough having to wake up at 9 for the Prem games, but that's mad early.
Yeah.
I guess that's maybe the only good thing about the NBA, the Olympics being in LA, but at the same time, we're going to be watching these games 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And it's going to be rough.
Yes.
So I think living out west is probably easier as far as covering sports, but let's get into some of these games. So we'll start off with the bronze medal games because it's obviously not as important. But Germany versus Serbia was an interesting one. Both teams coming off of very deflating losses. Germany going off against a tough loss from France. Serbia blowing a 17-point lead to the United States. Was so close to history. So it was interesting to see how both teams would play because, it's hard to bounce back from a loss like that. Both teams came to play. But at the end of the day, Serbia came through, won by 10, 93-83, and took home the bronze medal. It's their first medal in basketball either ever or in a very long time. Nikola Jokic recorded the 5th ever triple-double in Olympics history, finishing 19, 12, and 11.
Of course he did.
Of course he did. He came close a few times, but this was the time he got it. I believe he joined, I think he's the 4th player to do it because LeBron's done it twice. Luka did it back in 2021, and someone from the Soviet Union did it back way back long ago.
I need to know who that guy is.
Yeah. I
You want me to
forgot what
look
his
that
name
up?
is. Yeah, look it up because I forgot what his name is. Bogdan Bogdanovic finished with 16 points. Alexei Avramovic contributed with 13, and Petrusev had 11. Vasily Micic, though, was the difference maker in this game after pretty much throwing the game against the United States. Showed up 19 points on 5 of 10
Huge.
from 3.
Yeah.
Big time. Because, I feel like any team with Jokic, if you're hitting your threes, you're in good shape.
That's any team, period.
Right. But if you're just jacking up threes, it's just,
Yeah.
you just go home, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, I have it.
What's his name?
Sasha Belov.
That's who it was, yeah.
76 against Canada.
That's a long time ago.
Wait, what? 1976?
That long ago that it was the Soviet
That's
Union instead of Russia.
crazy.
So there you go.
Insane.
On
Triple-double, man.
triple-double. So on Germany's end, he's not on D&D again, folks.
Sorry,
This is the
guys.
4th episode in a row this has
4th in a
happened.
row.
That's wild. Hey,
All right, there we go.
At
We're
least,
on D&D.
at least it wasn't the alarm when it startled the crap
Oh,
out.
yeah. Solid point.
That was so funny, bro.
Yeah, that scared
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, because Lily was right next
I was
to
like,
But yeah, on Germany's end, Franz Wagner led the way in this game, finished with 18, 9, and 4. Mo Wagner had 16, so it was a very Wagner-esque game, if you will. And Nets legend Dennis Schroeder had 13. So a more of a quieter game for Dennis Schroeder. So overall, that's kind of the main points of this game. But I want to give the floor to y'all. If you did watch the highlights or anything, just your thoughts on what you saw from this game.
Did you watch it?
No, but I
none
saw
of us
what
watched it,
what
yeah.
happened. It was Serbia's to win. That's all I'm gonna say.
What does
they
that
they
mean?
needed to get a medal.
Yeah, Serbia was a better team.
Yeah.
I think so. Even though, like, when Dennis Schroeder's on his game, they're a very hard team to beat, Germany.
Yeah.
But Serbia was the better team.
I mean,
Yeah.
think about this, right? Serbia took down Olympic Patty Mills. They pushed the most. They pushed probably the most accoladed, one of the most talented Team USA's ever
Yeah.
to their limit, and you took down a FIBA Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah.
So that's an impressive run.
That's an impressive resume.
Listen,
Yeah.
I don't think France should have been in that final. I think they're the least talented out of all four of those teams.
I agree.
I
would
think
agree also.
they just Yabusele saved them. If he was not on at all in that tournament,
That's the guy that dunked on Braun, right?
Yeah.
barely.
What do we think about
No,
that?
he posterized the crap.
Yeah, but he almost fell.
Is that a legit posterized?
Yeah, it is.
Did you
Yeah,
see
he almost fell over.
I
see
disagree with that
LeBron's face?
heavily.
But
LeBron was trying to take a charge.
Exactly.
So it's a poster.
So it's not a real poster.
No, it is.
It's not
No,
a real
it is.
poster. He didn't
No,
go
it
up and
is, it
contest.
is,
If you went up and tried to contest it,
So
okay, you got it.
So let me
bro.
ask you this. Let me ask you this. If Russell Westbrook had a wide open lane.
No, it's different because it's Russell Westbrook.
Okay.
It's different. It's Russ.
Okay.
So.
Going back to France, if Yabusele does not go off and he played like he did in the NBA, they're not making that
I
final.
disagree. I think if the refs were fair, France would have lost to Canada.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
I think that
100%.
probably would have been that, and I think Canada would have lost to Germany.
Yes.
But I do think Serbia was the second best team in this Olympics.
Yes.
And it sucks that
For sure.
wasn't the gold medal match. And it sucks for Germany because just on the luck of the draw, they can't medal at all. And that team
Yeah.
was really good.
Very good.
You know, I think just that duo of Schroeder and Franz Wagner carried them far. So, and that was big for them. And look, Germany, it was the same squad as their FIBA World Cup win in 2022 or 2023, whatever year it was. This team is still going to be at least top 3, 4 going forward, especially looking towards the next World Cup and then the next Olympics and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they're going to be formidable. This is the rise of European basketball, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, good on that. So, any final thoughts on the bronze medal match? Anything on Jokic? Anything on Serbia?
Just they have a squad.
I was laughing because Jokic right after the game he went to go see some horses. So
Yep.
that was cool.
Yeah. Oh, bro, actually, we forgot. Did you see Serbia pulled to the medal ceremony lit as fuck?
What?
Bro,
They're off.
They were beyond drunk.
Oh wow.
Because think about it, their game was earlier. They just celebrated. They just drank.
Yeah.
And then after the gold medal match was when the whole medal ceremony was. And
Yes.
you just saw Jokic almost puked a few times.
No
it was
way.
hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah. I got to send you the video. It was
Yeah, we got to
really
see
funny.
that.
Imagine he actually did.
That would have been hilarious.
Like during the ceremony. Yikes.
I think Pau Gasol gave them the medals.
Yeah, he was.
Pau
So,
Gasol.
yeah. Good
Respectable
European
guy.
connection. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, let's move on.
Who's
to
better, Pau Gasol, Jokic?
Jokic.
Why-
All right.
why
We
is
can
that-
move
why
on.
is
We
that
can move on.
literally just said
Why
10
is that
weeks
a
ago that
question?
We
Pau
can
is
move
not
on.
top
We can move
75.
on. We don't
Why
gotta
is
talk
that a
about it.
question?
We don't got to talk about it.
That is
We can move on.
insane. Although I will say, Jokic and Steph moved up on my all-time list after this Olympics.
Steph is past Magic?
No,
Okay.
they moved up on my all-time list.
Okay.
There's still like a good 5 to 6
I
player gap
think
between
s-
Steph and Magic.
We can talk about that
No,
in
we'll
the
talk-
USA
We can talk about that. Yeah,
versus.
let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the United States versus France, the gold medal match. Now, as I had mentioned last week, as I have been totally bored with Team USA basketball, I expected a United States win. And lo and behold, that's exactly what we got. So same exact final, same exact result as 2021. The United States wins 98-87. Steph Curry, another stellar Steph Curry game. 24 points on 8 of 13 from the field.
Is he the GOAT point guard?
I say no.
Anthony.
He is.
What do you think?
No.
I know you're not. You're a Curry hater.
He's a
so-
better. Look, I heard someone say, I don't know who said it. Curry, it's sad to say, I am a Curry hater, but look. Curry is the better player than Magic,
Agreed.
but not the better point guard. Period.
That's fair. It's totally
What
fair.
do you think, Anthony, about that take? No?
I think it really depends on how you view a point guard.
Yes.
Because Steph is a good playmaker, but he's not an elite playmaker like Magic was.
If Steph racked up assists, yes.
I just think if Steph
he
was
doesn't.
I think if Steph was the best player on multiple championship teams, I think he would have been. But I think you could make the argument that he was in 2015, but he was still kind of young, not in his prime. He also did not win Finals MVP. And then he was clearly the best player in 2022, but he was not the best player in 17 and 18.
Nope.
So, and I think blowing that series in 2016 knocks him down a few pegs for me. So that's kind of how I view it with Steph. When he retires, he will be a top 10 player for me, most likely. Right now, he's just outside it.
Yeah.
Like he's sitting at like 11.
Side
12.
note: Steph Curry is also a Knick.
Okay, buddy.
He should have went to the pick after them because the Knicks had to pick after the
Bro,
Warriors.
that was like 2008. Are we
right.
really
It was
still
like
talking about that?
forever
Bro?
ago.
Steph should be a Knick. Confirmed.
I think if
Bitter
Steph,
Knicks fan.
I think
here.
if Steph was anywhere else, he would not be.
It
This
should have
good.
been Minnesota. They took 2 guys over him.
But even
Yeah.
still, I think Golden State was the only franchise that knew how to use him.
Yeah.
And I think even if he went to the Knicks, the Nets, the Celtics, whoever, I don't think he would be this good.
he wouldn't be this type of player. No.
He would not, because
The Knicks would have ruined him.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely. He'd probably be in like Bulgaria
time.
right now, just like vibing
I'm
out.
really dead, bro.
The Knicks would have.
Bulgaria.
In that Knicks team, they would have ruined him.
Yeah.
Even the Timberwolves, possibly.
Yeah, I think just in general, because I mean, the Warriors were going through that renaissance.
Yeah.
And he was the
Yeah.
guy. So, and he's a unique player. But yeah, Steph it's crazy because you see a lot of players go on these just insane 3-point streaks throughout a tournament or a playoff run and then they regress to the mean. He kind of did the opposite.
Yeah.
He went off against Serbia in the first game, then went ice cold for like 4 games, and then just randomly showed up again and progressed back to the mean. So interesting to note there. But
I'm not
that's-
going to lie, though. Wait, really quick.
Yeah.
It was kind of, I was really awestruck because I'm like, I can't believe I'm rooting for Stephen Curry right now. And I'm celebrating after I'm seeing him like shoot these crazy threes, and I've never had that experience before.
We've seen
And
it.
honestly,
Yeah.
I kind of like Curry now.
Yeah.
And it's
Go.
hard to say.
How can you hate him?
It's hard. It's hard to say.
So at the end of the day, both of us were forced to root for our most hated player, and only one of us came out a changed man.
Bro, you just a Joel Embiid hater, bro.
How do you guys hate Curry?
I love Steph's one of my favorite players ever.
All right, you know what? I don't hate any player, okay? I just say that just to be funny, but
Yeah.
I always never liked the Warriors because, you know, the rivalry between the Thunder when Russ and KD and all that.
Right, yeah.
That's why I say that. And everyone used to say Curry's a better point guard than Russ, and I completely disagree. This is back in 2016, so don't get mad at me, all right? It's 2016.
But to be fair,
Obviously now he is.
To be fair, you hating Steph is you being a true Russ fan. Just
Yeah.
like him liking Embiid is him being a fake Knicks fan. Because I don't know any Knicks fan now that likes Embiid.
Oh no, I don't like Embiid.
Are you a fake Knicks fan?
No.
He literally said, "I love Embiid" literally 20 minutes ago.
Embiid is. Well, I think he's going to be significantly better this year, but when he's playing the Knicks, I hate his guts.
Well, maybe he loves Embiid because the Sixers can never beat the Knicks in the playoffs.
That's a good point.
Maybe, or maybe the Sixers just can't beat any legit team in the playoffs.
Okay. Joel, show him this year, buddy.
Yeah.
Show him this year.
Excuse me, he was the best player in that final.
That's
Embiid.
insane.
You said he was the best player in the gold medal match.
No.
Without him,
Against
they-
Serbia, he
it
was
in
arguably
the
the best.
gold medal match. He scored all 4 of his points from the free throw line and only went 0 of 1 from the field. You said
Yeah.
he was the best player on
No,
the floor.
wait.
Yeah.
No, he was better at
Against
Serbia.
Serbia.
I'm sorry.
He was only better-
He was Serbia's best.
He was quiet until Jokic got 4 fouls and couldn't play any more defense.
Oh, come on, bro.
It's
He
true.
Still had an amazing
It's true.
game.
No, he had an amazing game, but that was after Jokic got in foul trouble. So he couldn't do it.
But that's not his problem. He went off at Jokic, got foul
Again,
foul
but
trouble.
like I said before, Embiid is a convenient superstar.
Oh, my
when it's
goodness.
convenient for him, that's when he shows up.
You really think
know what?
you really think he turns that on when he
How
he
do you
knows?
know?
I'm not-
How are you this much of a
Jokic-
hater?
I'm not
Jokic-
saying he turns it on. I'm just saying that's just
so,
what it is.
So when Jokic gets to 4 fouls, he just goes insane.
That's exactly what happened.
How are you this much of a hater to the point where you know how many fouls he had when Embiid started going
you
off?
think
That's
Embiid-
Well,
insane.
that's when the game changed for the U.S.
That's new levels of hatred right
No,
there.
but that's when the game changed. Remember when I said Serbia got called for like 4 fouls in a row? That's when Jokic got 4,
Yeah.
and that's when Serbia stopped scoring
Okay.
because they couldn't be as aggressive. So that's why. Like I said, there's a bunch of reasons why I don't like Joel Embiid.
Okay.
So it's more than just that. It has nothing to do with even like outside of Jokic. Even it goes back to even when we played them in our playoff series. I've never liked the Sixers or Embiid.
Yeah.
It's even crazy that I like Ben Simmons now because he used to be my most hated player.
Yeah.
So I've been a changed man in that regard.
Okay.
But-
you've grown.
I've grown.
But let's get back to the
get back to the
series.
game. Yeah, we went off on a
not
little
the game,
tangent.
series. Yeah.
Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, kind of weird how both of them went for 15 each, both Phoenix Suns players. And LeBron had 14 points. LeBron was exhausted.
Yeah.
I don't know how the Lakers are going to compete for a championship this year. This man can barely play 6 games without being exhausted.
Wow.
It's going to be interesting. But LeBron played well. Wemby left it all out on the floor after me shitting on him for the past 2 weeks of not showing up.
Yeah.
Finally showed up. 26 points, 7 rebounds. Was probably France's best player on the floor in that game for the first time, I think, this tournament.
Yeah.
Gershon Yabusele, again, 20 points and dunked on LeBron James.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Are you being a LeBron stan now?
No, I'm just saying that's not a real dunk, bro. I mean, it's dunk.
It's a real
but
dunk.
He did not dunk on LeBron.
So
LeBron tried to draw a
Do
charge.
you only consider a poster then if they go up to block
Yes.
it? So by virtue, you're thinking that when John Collins took the charge on Anthony Edwards, that's not a poster.
Nah, but that's different though because it's Anthony Edwards. That's why.
So it's
That's
so
different.
if it was Wemby, would have been the poster.
So if LeBron James went up for a
LeBron
dunk,
just can't get dunked on. That's
Nope.
just the rules.
right? But if LeBron went up for a dunk and Russell Westbrook went up to block it and gets dunked on, is it a poster?
Nah.
Okay.
That's just the rules. Though. There's certain rules about this stuff. you know what I mean?
Okay. Well, we'll move on from that.
Yeah.
But Yabusele had 20. I know the Cavs are in advanced talks with him to get a contract in. I really hope he gets a contract. He deserves another
Yeah.
chance.
He's
He
really
reminds me
good.
of OG almost.
He
Like his
reminds-
build,
He's
and
a
his
big
play style.
body.
He's a very big body, solid. You're
big
not
body.
moving him.
There was someone.
Defense is decent.
There was someone that I compared him to yesterday. And I forgot who it
He's
was.
a big body.
He's a big boy. And then France also had another contribution from Nando De Colo, who had 12 points. But
former Spurs player.
Yep. But the real difference maker in this game was Isaiah Cordinier. Was playing probably he was the second best player on France the entirety of the Olympics and finished with 0 points, 0 of 5 from the field.
Yikes.
The worst game possible to go cold. And that was the difference because think about it. He gets you 14 points even.
yeah.
That's the game.
Yeah.
So that was a big difference here.
Well, Fournier kind of stepped up a little bit in this.
He did, yeah,
Excuse me.
but
We do not
really is a
speak
fake
of
Knicks
him.
fan.
Yeah, he is.
he really is a
We
fake
don't
Knicks fan.
speak of the backcourt.
Ntilikina was.
No.
Oh, Ntilikina was outstanding. Bro.
Disgusting.
Outstanding.
Literal vomit.
Outstanding, bro.
Vomit.
What did he do, Ntilikina?
He did nothing.
No.
Vomit.
He was awful.
Yeah, he was
Vomit.
bad. He was really bad.
Yeah. Any thoughts on this game? Anything?
That's pretty much it.
Like
I think it lived up to what
USA's
it was supposed to be.
boring.
No, USA was
No.
lit. That game was lit.
It was lit, but like I said, it's the same result. Like we knew what the result would be going into this game.
You need another super team to put up against them to succeed, to
think-
have a successful chance.
I think next episode we got to figure out who's our next
we don't know.
starting five for
Oh, yes.
2028.
Next-
Oh, yeah,
next
we
We're
could-
gonna have
episode
to
we'll
decide
do
that.
We could talk about that.
We'll talk about that next episode. It's been slow news week, so we have to. So
I
we'll
already,
save
I
that.
already know one player.
All right, don't say it. Don't say it.
This guy, bro.
He's not going to be a future net. He's going to be a future other lottery pick because the Nets are going to get the second pick this year.
Even if we get Ace Bailey, I will gladly take him.
So you're talking about what's his name?
Cooper Flag.
Cooper.
He's definitely the starting center
Yeah.
at 28.
Center?
I'm fine with no. He's
Yeah.
power forward, but
Power
I'll take either or.
Yeah.
I will take either or. I'm good with any of them. It's basically just like picking between it's like picking between Wemby and Chet essentially. One's going to be better, obviously, but I will still take the other one
Yeah.
without thinking twice. But
We'll see.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows right now. So
we shall see. But yeah, let's transition into the final awards for the
The Olympics.
Olympics. Yeah, sorry. So. What do you want me to start with? Do you want me to start with the 3 awards or the all?
You could do
Olympic
3
team?
awards
All
to
right.
the All Olympic, yeah.
So we'll start off with the rising star of the Olympics, that being Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
So
That's a given.
pretty standard. I think we knew that. The defensive player of the tournament was Alexa Avramovic.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm not familiar with his defense, but
Me neither.
I think that's well deserved regardless.
Yeah, he was very good. He was crucial in the Australia game towards the end.
Yeah.
So he'll basically guard the best player.
I don't even know what he looks like, to be honest.
He looks like a Serbian.
So how tall is he?
He's a
How
point
much
guard.
does he weigh?
I think he's like 6'6",
want
maybe
me to look that
something
up?
like that. Yeah.
230, 220, something like that.
Yeah. And then the MVP, which we all kind of expected, LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Yeah.
So he hadn't gotten one up until this point, so now he's finally got one. So congratulations to Brynald. That's him.
Oh yeah, he looks like a lockdown defender. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
How
tell.
tall is he? Let's see.
Yeah, I think he's
6'4".
Okay.
I'm taller than him. Let's go.
You can lock him up, bro.
No.
6'4",
Not a
6'4",
That doesn't matter.
192.
192.
Oh, whoa,
bad.
he's a light body.
Yeah, just like me.
I'm heavier than him.
Yeah, you are. So, but let's get into the all Olympic teams. They call it's all second team and all star 5. So the all star 5, we have Stephen Curry, LeBron James, Victor Wembanyama, Nikola Jokic, and Nets legend Dennis Schroeder. So more Nets players made the all star team than Knicks players.
Nobody asked.
Okay.
Gio actually asked.
Nobody asked how many Nets players.
I will
Respect,
ask. I will ask
yes.
how many Knicks players made it.
Honorable mention is Jalen Brunson.
He
I'm
was
really
on the
dead.
couch, bro.
He was cheering from the sidelines.
A USA.
No, you know who the Knicks player there that made it was Carmelo Anthony.
Oh right, yeah. Because
Okay,
I just thought about this. A USA team led by Jalen Brunson last year didn't even medal at all.
Oh no.
So
That team was significantly worse than this.
yeah, but the way you talk about Brunson, he should carry that team to gold with no problem.
He should have.
He should have.
Yeah, but
Just saying.
he
So
choked. What do you want to do?
yeah, it happens.
That's actually scary that we lost that, but that's a whole other.
Yeah.
FIBA World Cup.
I mean, it's a weaker team.
different.
It's a weaker team.
Still, we got Tyrese. We got
No, they had a
Anthony
God
Edwards.
squad.
They sent Austin Reeves.
Still, I
Right.
don't care. It's
No,
Austin-
it's a God squad.
yeah,
Semi-God squad.
They still should win, absolutely. But
absolutely.
all second team, a lot more recognizable names than usual. We got Oraman, we got Bogdan Bogdanovic, Franz Wagner, Gershon Yabusele, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. This might be a hot take, but I would be willing to swap out either. I would be willing to swap out either Wemby or Steph for Yabusele.
Wow,
Wemby?
That's super hot.
Wait,
'Cause
Wemby's first team.
Yeah, Wemby.
Steph must. You're
Wemby and
actually
Steph
right.
were not consistent throughout the entirety of the tournament. That's
right.
the reason why I would put Yabusele
I
out
think
there.
Wemby's out.
I
I would take Wemby out.
Jokic's first team.
Yes.
Where is Alexa Ramovich on that?
He didn't make it.
He should have.
He's
He should have been
defense.
second team.
He should have, but there's not enough players, and Giannis played really well.
Is there a third team or no?
No.
No.
It's just them.
So who else is a snub in you guys' opinion?
I think they got pretty much everyone.
I think-
perfectly.
You
I
think SGA was that notable?
Yeah, he played well. I think if
He just had good averages.
I think if he had played well in the gold medal match, I think you could have made an argument for Cordonier. But that's really about it.
Right.
I wouldn't
Okay.
really. Make
Anyone
an
else from
argument.
U.S.? KD, Anthony Edwards.
In my
no?
opinion, LeBron James was the only consistently good player that
KD
entire
was
tournament. KD just
crazy.
wasn't playing. as
KD
many
was
minutes.
bench guy.
Oh, true. He was benched. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
however, before we move on to our next segment, we'll kind of close our whole Olympics with some comments by the U.S.'s great friend Noah Lyles.
Let's go.
Now, for those that don't know who Noah Lyles is, he made some comments last summer after the Nuggets won the championship, saying "World champions of what?" So
You gotta say it like him.
he's like, "World champions of what?" Like
That was actually accurate, bro. That was
so,
actually good.
Yeah, so basically he went on a whole drama queen interview on that. And this kind of sparked up a lot of controversy at this year's Olympics because obviously, as you guys know, as most of you watching probably know, after Serbia lost to the U.S., someone had quote tweeted, I think it was Swipa, tweeted that Serbia should feel proud of how they played. And Kevin Durant
That's
commented,
De'Aaron Fox.
no, Swipa is just some a
Random
content
guy.
creator.
Oh, those Swipe
Yeah.
of the Fox.
Yeah, Swipe of the Fox, yeah. But I think Swipa Cam is his name. He tweeted that Serbia should be proud, and Katie said, "Where are you from?" And that sparked up a whole lot of debate. Like, oh, so we're not allowed to give Serbia credit, but we're gonna root against Noah Lyles. That's kind of what it was. But afterwards, Noah Lyles said they're Olympic champions, not world champions. Which is true.
What does that mean?
So is he? So
Isn't it the same thing?
Technically, no, because think about it, right? They separate different things. Like, yeah, you're playing against the world, but they have the world championships for the reason, the World Cup.
So if they win the FIBA World Cup, they're world champions.
Correct.
That's
but
so-
it's so stupid and technical.
Yo,
but
Noah Lyles, bro. He just
So
loves
Noah
the
Lyles
attention.
isn't a world champion. He's in the Olympic.
No,
think
he's
he's
definitely
won
won
world champ-
worlds.
he won
yeah,
world
Diamond
championship
League.
last
He
year,
cooks.
yeah.
He cooks.
But
yeah.
I think with him, it's like I understand it because like you separate world record, Olympic record, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's not even the most controversial thing this man said.
You know what it is, bro? Noah Lyles is smart.
Gets PR.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
He's
People are
smart,
even
man.
thinking that he was faking COVID because he lost.
Bro, you saw he was on the wheelchair.
Yeah.
People were saying he's like Paul
But
Pierce.
listen, this wasn't even the most controversial thing that came out of this man's mouth. I don't know if he said this now or this was prior, but there was an Adidas shoot involving Anthony Edwards with his signature shoe. And they asked Noah Lyles to be in it. And he says, why am I going to be in a shoot with a guy that hasn't even made an NBA Finals? Why are you giving him a shoe? And I'm thinking to myself, because they asked, someone on Twitter said, does Noah Lyles deserve a signature shoe? And I'm like, no, because he hasn't been to an NBA Finals. So, yeah, he's an interesting person.
But maybe he does. Loki, that's a good point he made.
It's fair, but
He
like,
hasn't been to an NBA
but
Finals.
like this dude just seems so fucking miserable. Like
He's just a very controversial
he's
guy.
just such a negative Nancy for no reason, and I just don't know why.
I think he's just being himself.
He's being like he's being like a Pat Bev type of.
Yeah,
He's a
it's-
menace.
Yeah,
Menace.
But
But that's-
certified
that's-
menace to society.
But it's a funny thing.
That's
Close
what
the schools.
That's what
It's-
got him to where he is
The
today.
thing is, like the whole thing of the world champions of what was funny, but like it just keeps happening. It just gets more cringe, and it's just like okay, like it's a little old. It's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
It's just rude.
Listen
kinda
here,
what it is.
here. If you have a lot of haters,
You've made it in life.
you've made it in life. That's what I have to say to that.
Like I could tell
You're doing
all-
something right
like,
if you
all-
got that many haters.
Like same thing. Like even when the hate comments we get, it's just like thanks for more comments and
Exactly.
engagements. Like
Correct.
you know,
Exactly.
we love
honestly.
we love everyone that watches our videos, even the haters. So, but yeah, that was what I found most damning from that was the whole Noah Lyles things because you knew if the U.S. had lost to Serbia, oh my God, he would have been talking his shit. So
Or even
Yeah.
France.
yeah, even if they had lost even if they lost in one of the showcase games,
Yeah.
Right, right.
it would have been like world champs, lol. But yeah, I don't know. But essentially, I guess to close with this, your overviewing thoughts on the Olympics in general, basketball and just the whole shebang. What did we think?
Very underwhelming.
Underwhelming.
Really? I disagree.
I think that.
I think I agree
Very
with Anthony.
underwhelming.
I think there was a lot of hilariously iconic moments that happened.
There
this
was.
year.
There were some iconic
but-
moments.
I think it was a good Olympics.
It didn't feel the same as in the years past to me.
No.
I think it's
And
because
it was kind of like I was kind of happy that it was over.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's hard to top because London and Rio were like they
Oh
set the bar so high.
So good.
It was really tough, and I think it's like this year was more funny
Yeah.
than anything else. Like, see the picture of
Yeah.
the surfer in the air. He had his thumbs up, like
Oh
and
yes,
the board was
yes,
behind
yes,
him.
yes, yes, yes.
With that,
crazy.
the Australian breakdancer was hilarious.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it was good. They
Yeah.
did remove breakdancing from the 2028
Thank
Olympics.
God.
So,
That was horrible.
but,
Smart decision.
yeah, I would say so
Yeah.
because the U.S. just dominated with that. But
But 2012 London was peak.
2016
As well
Rio
as
was my
2016.
favorite.
Really?
Rio was really.
Rio was good, but I didn't.
Rio was.
Rio
really
was
good.
kind of the.
I think London was
I would say
peak.
Rio was the best year for was the final year for Phelps,
Yeah.
and it was also the best year. I think it was the final. It was the final five for the gymnastics because that's when they
Yes.
changed it to 4.
True.
So and that was also the rise of Simone Biles.
True.
Yeah.
So
But also 2008 Beijing.
2008.
I don't know. I don't know if you
2008.
Just say 2008.
never heard of that before.
Yeah,
2008.
yeah.
Beijing was good.
Beijing was
Beijing
good
was
too.
good. It was very
Beijing
slept
was
on.
very good. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I
Maybe you're
remember.
too
I do.
young.
That
We
was
were
the-
9. We were 10.
That was
9.
You're younger than both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fuck.
We
Well,
were.
look,
that was the
I'm
first
locked
Olympics
in
I
now.
watched.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, obviously 2028, August of 2028 will be in Los Angeles.
In our backyard.
Yes, well, not our backyard. We're on the East Coast. And then
Semi backyard.
in a year and a half, February of 2026, the Winter Olympics in Milan.
My
That should be good.
hometown.
That should be awesome.
My
That is nowhere-
homeland.
Nowhere near the
Yo, we
hometown.
out, bro? We out?
We out to
We out to
Milan.
Milan?
You want to go for the Winter Olympics?
Let's get it.
And
Bro, the-
freeze your ass
let's-
off?
I
Get
think,
it.
I think the Winter Olympics are criminally underrated.
Oh,
They
th-
are.
everyone
I think
forgets
so
them, but
good.
there's a lot of good fucking sports.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's fun.
I think, in my opinion, as far
Watching curling is a sport.
It's actually super entertaining.
In my opinion, swimming, curling, track, and gymnastics carry the Olympics so hard.
Yeah.
Without them, the Olympics are nothing.
Yeah.
I
So-
would love.
I love speed skating,
I love
bobsledding.
Bobsled.
The
is
skeleton and the
intense.
luge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
I love it all.
Bobsled is intense.
So, but yeah, should be a lot of fun. I believe 2030's Winter Olympics does not have a host place yet.
no.
And then in 2032, I don't know if we have a location yet either.
Wait, I'll double.
And then in 2034, the Winter Olympics will be in Salt Lake City. So the
Oh,
U.S. has
shoot.
got 2.
That's a summer one?
No, winter.
Winter one? Oh, that's
Yeah.
going to be super nice.
Yeah.
Whoa. Salt Lake City in the winter? That's going to be very nice.
And they've had the Winter Olympics before, so
Yeah.
it should be business as usual for them.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome.
Any final thoughts on
Oh,
this segment?
you said 2032. You don't know?
Yeah.
2032 is going to be in Australia.
Ooh,
that's nice.
Based.
Bri-
Which city? though?
Brisbane.
Brisbane, yes, it's the
Brisbane?
perfect spot for it.
That's good.
So, all right. Well,
Nice.
we await that. And I think it's time for us to move on.
Let's do it.
All right, into the next segment, the next story. This will be more of a quicker one. Obviously, as we mentioned previously, the NBA schedule drops tomorrow, or I guess today, by the time this video comes out, which will be interesting. We always love schedule release. I think last year, the team admins had some fun with it. They made some funny videos. I remember the Nets did like a tranquil, like the Daily Calm or the Daily Better Help or whatever the
okay.
other app is. Yeah, they essentially did that, where it was like opening day, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and it was just like really creepy. It was just like so serene at the same time.
Okay.
Some teams did remember when I remember which team did it, but they interviewed people to say which logo it was, and they said something so wrong. Yeah, they would do that. I know.
Okay.
I know for the in-season tournament, the Blazers did like an otter dunking a basketball, and they have all the teams. We're not going to cover the in-season tournament matchups because we already know the groups. We know when they'll be and everything like that. However, there's, I'd say, a solid 8 to 10 games that we're going to cover here today that will kind of get underway. So the first one, obviously, we're going to start on ring night. Ring night is always fun, see everyone get their rings, raise a banner, and we're going to get to see the Boston Celtics raise banner number 18, a world record raising banner, as the most titles in NBA history. And unfortunately, out of all the teams they could have played, they decided to put them against the New York Knicks. So the Knicks at Celtics on October 22nd. That will be the first game of the season and the last ever opening night on TNT.
Wow. So sad,
Yeah.
but true.
Crazy, man, right? So that'll be cool. We'll get to see Tatum and Brown get their first ring. We'll get to see a Tingus Ringus.
Okay.
Against his former team.
Yeah, even he's not going to play, but
Man.
This is motivation for the Knicks to get where they want to be
Yeah.
and flip the roles next year where they get the rings and Celtics are watching them.
Ooh, I
Ooh.
like that, Anthony.
freezing cold take.
Anthony, okay.
So they're going to
Freezing
swap
cold.
roles next year.
Okay.
Well, it depends, because if let's say you do win a ring, let's say you have a really tough series against the Heat, you'll go up against them. Because everyone thought if the Bucks ever won a championship, they'd go up against the Celtics, but obviously after what happened against us, they had us be ring night opponents. So I thought they were going to play them against the Heat this year, because the Celtics and Heat have been duking it out in major playoff series for
Right.
years now, especially in this decade alone.
Right.
So
That's going to be a cool matchup, though. Knicks,
Yeah.
Celtics.
it'll be interesting. We'll obviously get a first glimpse at the Mikal Bridges fit
Yeah, that'd
and
be
everything
cool.
like that. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, the next game is very lackluster. Not really something I had thought of, but it's going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves heading to LA to take on the Los Angeles Lakers.
It's okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of star
okay.
power.
It's flashy.
Yeah. I'm just so bored of the Lakers, man. The Lakers just try and butt their heads in everything.
They're always going to get
Well,
that
yeah,
match.
they're always, and especially Braun and AD, of course.
Yeah. I'd rather at least put them up against Steph or something. Either the Warriors or
Lakers,
the Mavs.
Warriors, you're saying?
Yeah, that could have been a good matchup. Or even the Suns at the very least. I think it was Lakers Suns last year. No, it wasn't. It was Warriors Suns last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's fair. I mean, the champion's always going to play opening night. The Lakers are always going to play opening night. Well, they didn't No, they did last year. I'm sorry. I'm tired. But yeah, to me, I think opening night could have been better.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I wouldn't have had the Lakers on opening night. I personally would have done Celtics Heat for ring night.
I would have been fine with Lakers at Clippers just to ring it into a dome.
Right. I would have done probably I wouldn't do Dallas because I don't want to have both finals teams on opening night, but I would probably do Minnesota Clippers. I think that could be good potentially. Or even if you do like Clippers, like really Clippers anyone to open that new arena. But speaking of the Los Angeles Clippers, the very next day they're opening up the Intuit Dome against the Phoenix Suns.
That's fine. I'm perfectly okay with that.
So
Clippers are getting cooked.
No.
yeah, they lost Russ, so Gio hates them.
In their first night.
And they lost
into it,
PG.
Yeah,
Kawhi
see.
is still Kawhi. Injured.
we'll have to
We'll
see.
see if he
Oh,
plays.
man, that arena's gonna look sick, dude.
I'm
Yeah.
excited for that
Oh
one.
man, I cannot wait. I've already seen some videos like inside and everything.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I would love to go there one day.
One day.
One day.
Yeah.
But essentially, that is that game, and also that night we're gonna get to see the PG Sixers at home against the Milwaukee Bucks.
I like this one.
That's
This
perfect.
actually would have been a really
This
good
might be
opening
my favorite
matchup.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
Really good one.
A healthy Bucks team back against the new look Sixers.
Yeah,
Dame, Giannis, PG, Embiid, Maxey. Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
yeah. It's gonna be a really intense matchup. I think this game is gonna be. I'm assuming all these games are gonna be nationally televised since they've been leaked. But I think this should be an opening night type game.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see. Excuse me. How that goes. Moving into the next day, October 24th, the San Antonio Spurs will be opening up their season in Dallas against the Mavericks.
That's a matchup.
So
Battle for Texas.
I think a really good opening matchup for the Mavs after falling in the finals. The new look Mavs with Klay Thompson.
Oh, that's going to be exciting.
It's going to be exciting. And this
Who do the Spurs have now?
Chris Paul.
Chris
Paul.
Paul,
Right.
Wemby, they drafted Stephon Castle.
Yeah.
Stephon Castle.
So
Yeah.
we'll see how they turn out.
Yeah, they're going to get cooked.
Yeah, they probably will. But actually, I just realized I think Wemby's like first or second game last year was also against the Mavs. I remember the mic'd up moment with Kyrie.
Oh, yeah.
So interesting there. We move into November. This is about a week before the in-season tournament starts because that starts on the 13th. November 6th will be Paul George's return to the Intuit Dome. The Sixers are playing the Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah. Given.
Given.
He's going to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hopefully, knock on wood that he's healthy. But that's that. And then on November 12th, the Dallas Mavericks, Klay Thompson will make his return to Golden State to take on the Warriors.
Yeah.
That's going to be a very emotional one.
That's a more significant return.
Yeah,
For sure.
There's going to be a bunch of cheers when they do the starting lineup.
Yeah.
He'll get a tribute video. He'll get the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll probably gift him something before the game starts and everything.
think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson's a Warrior legend. Like this
Yeah.
is like
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's
to think
weird.
about.
It'd be weird seeing him in a different uniform.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Was he a 3-time champion, 4-time champion?
4-time champion.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I think he has like most records not held by Steph.
Yes.
Yeah, he definitely is a legend.
Number
Wow.
11 is going to go up in the Raptors when he's retired.
Oh, absolutely. Hall of
So-
Famer.
Absolutely, first ballot, top 75 player. So, congrats to Klay, and that'll be a tough game. Obviously, you revealed the Christmas games last time. We'll just roll through them one more time. You got Spurs, Knicks, Wolves, Mavs, Sixers, Celtics, Lakers, Warriors, Nuggets, Suns. So, decent matchups, not horrible.
No.
January 25th and February 6th will be the finals rematches. January 25th in Dallas, February 6th in Boston.
Okay.
And that's essentially all the games that we've known so far.
I like those.
So,
Exciting.
very
Yeah.
exciting times.
Yeah.
It's weird that we never see these finals rematches until like the winter. It's really odd.
I think they give them more time to settle into
They
the
True.
season.
because the Nuggets and Heat played last year in like January and February also. So quite interesting. And I guess we'll just have to just wait and see what happens. I think us two open the in-season tournament on the 13th at the Garden.
All right.
So should be good. I do hope they beat us so we can get Cooper Flag. So
I hope we win.
well, if you don't win, there's questions to ask.
Right.
Because the funniest thing is going to be like Nets fans wanting to lose and Knicks fans thinking that Nets fans are going to be upset when they lose, when in reality we're not.
Oh, I know you guys are.
So we want to be in purgatory for the next 3 years. But yeah, as far as that goes, that's all we know. So
Until tomorrow.
until tomorrow, yeah. By the time this video comes out, the schedules will be revealed. and
We're
everything
not going
like
through
that.
every single game.
No, we are definitely not.
You
Let's
guys
go
can-
through all 82 games.
Let's go through
guys.
all 82
for
games.
every single team.
Every single team. We're going to predict the
82
record.
times 32. What does that equal?
That's a
I'm
lot.
just going to take my calculator out. 82 times 30, you mean, right?
Anyone have quick math?
82 times 30,
24-20.
2460.
Ooh, you're
60.
actually goated.
You were close.
Okay, so that's why you have that job that you have. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good at math. But
Okay.
a little
Yeah.
bit.
But yeah. Anything else?
Nah.
No.
Let's get to
Let's go to
the grading.
Yeah. Let's
The main segment.
All right, into the main segment, the main part of the video. We've reached the meat and potatoes of the podcast, if you will. As you guys can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we're going to be grading every NBA team's offseason. Obviously, we should have done this a while back, but at the same time, it's like a lot more stuff has happened since
Right.
the beginning of the month, so it makes sense to do this now, especially as we're at that midway point between, the offseason and, training camp and the start of the season and everything like that, especially since we're getting the schedules tomorrow. So basically, we're going to go through all 30 teams. We're going to go in depth on what they did, who they brought in, who they kept, who left, who they drafted, or if anyone's, floating around in free agency still, because there are still a few notable free agents out there on the market right now. And yeah, we're gonna discuss, and then we're gonna give our grades at the end. So we're not gonna give our grades right away because we want to generate some dialogue for y'all first. So yeah, I'm gonna throw the floor over to Antoine, and he'll just kind of bring us through these teams, and we'll get to cooking here. So
Let's do it.
over to you, bro.
Welcome to my element. This is what I live for.
Is it on the periodic table?
Anthony Cavino.
No. Antwonium.
AC. What does AC stand for?
Antwonium.
I don't even, I haven't took chemistry in so
Somebody will
long.
figure it out for us.
Yeah, someone in the comments can do it for
All
us.
right. We are randomizing, just going through east to west.
Yes, sir.
No particular order. I'm just randomizing it as I scroll through the list.
Go for it, lad.
So I stopped at this team. We're going to start up north in Canada
Ooh, we're going abroad.
with the Toronto Raptors.
Treat yourself.
Major things they did. Scotty Barnes and Emmanuel Quickly both re-signed on a 5-year extension. The other notable thing was Garrett Temple returned on a 1-year deal.
Nets legend Garrett Temple.
Additions through trades. Davion Mitchell was acquired from Sacramento. Departures, the only major departure, I think, in my mind, is Gary Trent Jr., who signed in Milwaukee. Other ones, Jalen McDaniels went to the Kings for Davion Mitchell. And then they drafted Jacoby Walter out of Baylor with their first-round pick.
Yes.
That is everything I have to knowledge of what they did.
Yeah, so-
Also, I want to throw in Bruce Brown is a notable trade candidate from Toronto, has not been moved yet.
Right.
We'll see before the season goes on. So they could get some other notable players or draft capital in return
Right.
that we are unknown of.
He'll
right
be
now.
he'll
It's
be a
the
heavy
time.
deadline guy, I feel, as far as that goes.
Yeah.
As of right now, based on I have the team's depth charts up. So right now, as predicted, the Raptors starting lineup being Quickly, Barrett, Barnes, Olynyk, and Jakob Poeltl. So I think it's not a bad starting five. It's just Toronto's in a weird spot because they're obviously in a rebuild, retool-ish sort
Yeah.
of thing. I don't even know, but they're not contending. They're also not tanking. So I don't really know what their plan is. To me, I just think this offseason kind of just prolonged the future, I guess. I think they kind of just stagnated themselves again. I don't know about you, Gio.
Well, what would you want them to do?
I
You
mean,
would want them to tank when they have Scotty Barnes and they're trying to develop him?
I think they needed to make some more aggressive acquisitions, I think.
Okay.
But I think they're going to wait to do that. I
Yeah.
think right now, kind of with what you have, just kind of evaluate what you need to do because Bruce Brown's obviously not going to be there long term. I think we all know that. And then, yeah, I mean, they didn't really get rid of. You actually did miss one departure. Jonte Porter was banned.
Yeah.
Ah,
Forgot about John.
Yeah.
okay.
I love how I wrote down the reason. I said banned. So
Yes, I guess that.
But yeah, I just think Toronto's in like the East is so wide open in the sense that outside of Boston, there's really no definite shot to get to the finals. So I think Toronto could put themselves in a spot here to compete. It's just I just don't think they're good enough,
Yeah.
and I think they could have done better.
They have guys though.
They do, but compare it to Boston. It's just the gap is insane.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's.
very mid.
I want to see how they perform.
yeah, it's all
If-
predicated
if-
on that.
Yeah, I think they're significantly better than I think some of the barrel teams in the East. Just because I think I'm banking on quickly RJ and Scotty being somewhat phenomenal players
Yeah,
in their roles. Olenek and Polter are good vets.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be there. I think you have Grady Dick coming off the bench, Davion Mitchell,
He might start.
Grady Dick.
Yeah.
Over, you think they bench
just
Olenek and put him
I-
at shooting guard?
I can't see Grady Dick starting with
No.
this roster right now because he's not
Oh.
playing over Quickly and Barrett, and
True,
I
I
just
forgot
can't see
about
him
that.
playing over Scotty Barnes.
Well,
So
no, you're taking Olenek out, moving Scotty to the 4.
Scotty's not good at the 4. He's
Barrett
more of a
up to the
3.
3. Okay.
I think you'd rather have that extra size with Olenek, who can be a small ball 5. Because think about it, you have Chris Boucher on the bench, so you need to start Olenek.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So it makes sense,
Okay.
and yeah, I think
Who do they get in the draft again?
they got Jacoby Walter, and they
What do we
picked up.
think about him?
He's a 3-point specialist.
Yeah, I think he'll be good. I just don't think he's going to
Yeah.
be as involved as
He's
a
another
typical
Grady
first-round
Dick.
pick.
Another Grady
God.
Dick 3-point specialist. But it's never hurts to have enough shooters.
Right, exactly. So, and as far as the trade goes, I mean, I don't think it's really anything of note. I don't think it's really anything to win or lose.
No.
I think McDaniels will probably be just a role player on Sacramento. They waived Sasha Vezenkov, and we'll see what Davion Mitchell's really made of now that he's got more freedom, I guess, because he was really struggling with that Kings team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
He was a lottery pick,
Yeah,
too. And he was really good in that Baylor team that made it to the Final Four a few years ago.
exactly. So this brings us to the point. What do we grade the Toronto Raptors offseason?
I give it a C+.
Okay, we're on the same track. Give him a B minus.
I'll meet you guys below C+. I'll give it a C.
C? Okay. Yeah, for me, I think C is kind of the midpoint here. And I think as you go
Besides
up a little
bringing
bit.
back their guys, what else did they do?
Right.
Well, I think for me, it was good that they locked up Barnes and Quickly.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I think that was really important. I think their draft pick was decent. But I think they were a little bit lackluster as far as everything else. And I think that's what kind of did them
Yeah.
in. So,
Yeah.
yeah, not bad.
Okay.
This team.
Next.
Okay. We're going to move on to a significantly well-rounded team. We're going to move on to Milwaukee.
Ooh.
So Milwaukee did not re-sign anybody of note. They did add 3 guys to all one-year deals, and that was Taurean Prince, Gary Trent, and DeLon Wright. The only notable departure,
Bless you.
Thank you.
Only notable departure, I guess, is Malik Beasley, who went to Detroit,
Okay.
and they drafted A.J. Johnson in the first round, international point guard. I think that's the only first-round pick.
Yeah, they had a second round pick too, but he's
Okay.
probably not going to play much. You also forgot Pat Bev.
Why is he
Bev
not
signed?
He signed in Israel.
Oh yeah, he's not here on departures.
Well, that's because he didn't go to another team.
That's why. Okay,
Yeah.
include
So-
Pat Bev on there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So-
good. They got Pat Bev out of there.
Right. There's 3 free agents though that are kind of floating around for Milwaukee. One of them could be good. The other 2 are not. One being Gallinari, who is kind of floating around. Thanasis is a free agent. This might be it. This might be it for bro. And Jay
Let's bring
Crowder is
it
also
back.
still sitting out there.
No, you don't want J.
I think you got to bring Thanasis
I think
back.
Thanasis bring
I
back.
think he will get brought back on
He brings value to the team.
he's the hype
He's
beast.
the emotional guy, to support.
He'll come in and give you spot bricks every now and then.
Yeah, like you don't like not every guy that you have in a team is going to play meaningful minutes. You need guys that are going to, raise
The roof.
exactly.
The
bench
intensity.
presence.
Yeah, you need those guys. I
Yeah.
think he's very important.
And he
for their
keeps
bench.
Giannis happy.
Yeah.
But look, for me personally with Milwaukee, I think the Taurean Prince signings, whatever. Like
I agree.
It is what it is. Gary Trent and DeLon Wright are good diamonds in the rough.
I love the Gary shirt.
However, like you can't those can't be your marquee signings of the offseason. If you have Giannis and you're trying to contend, they need to do something bigger than that.
But they have no money.
And that's why the new CBA sucks. And that's why Chris Middleton decided to opt out, because he knew they had to pay him before the CBA started. So I think the Bucks have left themselves in a very crappy situation where they can't really trade anyone. They can't really sign anyone. So they kind of just picked up scrap pieces, and I just think just like Toronto, they're going to stagnate themselves with a team that's very top heavy, and one injury, and you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
I think Gary Trent is a very solid player. I don't think he's a scrap type of guy. He's not like a guy you pick up on like leftovers. That's not Gary Trent.
Yeah,
I think he's much better than
But I don't think he's a marquee signing.
Oh, well, there's only a very few of those.
If he had value, why didn't he go earlier in the market? Why didn't he had to wait a long time to get signed to just a 1-year deal?
Exactly, and it was for the vet
Good point.
minimum too. So it's not like there was rumors of him getting the MLE,
Yeah.
which is the whole like 9-10 mil more.
Yeah, and he said it was for 1 year.
So right now, projected starting lineup for the Bucks got Dame Dalla, Pat Connaughton, who might be traded at some point, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Brook Lopez.
Same lineup for like the past 2 years.
Essentially that.
They're still going to
except
contend.
They're still going to
They
contend.
are.
They're still going to compete. I think when healthy, I think they're probably like a top 4 team in the East still.
Yeah.
I
Kinda
think when
have
they're
to put them
healthy,
up
they're
there.
like top 2.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on kind of what version of Middleton you're getting.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, he needs to be locked down.
Because healthy Middleton can still be ass.
Yeah.
It just depends on what version you get.
Yeah.
So, not as much really to talk about with Milwaukee. So, what do we grade them?
This is a D.
Ooh, that's a little bit harsh.
No, it's a D.
Why?
You go first, Tyler.
To me, this was the most vanilla offseason you could get. So I gave them just a straight C.
Straight C.
Yeah.
I think I agree with that, except I do like Gary Trent, so I'll give him a C+.
Okay, that's fair. The Gary Trent tax.
I'll be down on them. I'm going to give it a D.
Okay.
Why?
They could have moved some pieces around to free
Well,
up money.
yeah, I think Brook Lopez and Pat Connaughton are guys you easily could move.
Bobby Portis.
Yes,
Bobby.
But he's also good in Milwaukee.
that's true.
So, it's kind of pick your poison with that.
We
Forgot
shall
about
see.
Bobby. Yeah.
Yeah. Knicks
true.
legend.
No, bro.
Who should be playing center for us over Mitchell
That would be
Robinson.
nice if
But
you guys
that's
still had
another-
Bobby, but
Fair.
He
but-
would have been. It's whatever.
All right, next
we'll get
team.
to the Knicks.
Okay. All right. Let's move over to Cleveland.
Ooh.
Not much going on there besides extensions.
Okay.
And I said it 3 times because they gave it to 3 guys.
Yes.
Jared Allen, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley. 3
Their core.
key starters and their core, besides Darius Garland.
Okay.
And they also brought in Kenny A as new head coach.
That's right.
I like it.
Is that it?
That's all I got.
Okay. They did draft Jalen Tyson at 20, who's, I think, he was a sleeper in that draft for me personally. And
Oh, they did have a
What
draft.
position
Yeah.
is he?
Okay.
he's either a guard or a forward. I don't
Guard or
honestly
forward.
remember. I think they classified him as a wing
Okay.
because that's how.
Where is he from?
I don't remember what school,
Okay.
but he was a sleeper.
Okay.
And on the market right now, Isaac Okoro's still sitting there.
He's
Okay.
he's an RFA.
Yes.
They could match any offer, but
Right.
I don't think they will.
They're trying to trade him to us, but we don't really need him.
Right.
But because they want Cam Johnson,
Oof.
or Dorian Finney-Smith, either or. to be
Really?
honest.
They want another guard.
They need a
ball
shooter. They need
dominant
a
guard.
shooter. Well, they're both forwards.
Thomas?
No, Cam Johnson.
Oh, Kim. Okay.
Johnson.
I'm thinking of Cam
John-
Thomas.
No,
I'm like,
Oh.
Cam
no way.
He is untouchable, sir.
Yeah.
He's unless we get offered Wemby or Jokic, we are saying no.
what about Donovan Mitchell?
We probably would say no.
If Cleveland's getting Cam Johnson and DFS, they significantly get top 3 or 4
Yeah.
Yeah,
with
I
the
think
depth
so.
they have.
Because right now their projected lineup's pretty good. Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Max Strus, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of does it work or no. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
Because obviously,
It's up to Kenny A.
yeah, we'll see what he can do. This is his first real chance with like a good playoff team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He spent all that time in Golden State kind of learning the ropes from a dynasty. So I guess we shall see. But I guess there wasn't as much to talk about with Cleveland as we
Not really.
previously expected. We already covered the extensions in our
Right.
previous
I
episodes.
think they locked down their guys.
Yeah.
That's good. I'll give them, just for that, I'll give them a B
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they locked down their guys, but I can't give them a B plus or anything higher than that because we got to see what Kenny A is going to do
Right.
Yeah.
with the guys that he locked down with. So,
So I was kind of along the same lines as you. I think they could have been more aggressive with signings. That's why I didn't give them an A, but I gave them the B plus purely because of the Jalen Tyson pick.
okay.
I think locking
Okay.
down your 3 guys was so important, but I think getting that essentially a steal at 20 is huge.
Okay. And they need that spot too, right? They need
Exactly.
a wing. Okay.
What would you give them, Antoine?
I think in the middle at B.
B?
I think just locking down their guys is essential, and they not have a lot of money left to give out.
That's true. Well, I mean,
know?
getting Donovan Mitchell locked down under contract kind of shores up your future, at least for now. We'll see what happens in like 2027, but yeah, not much really with Cleveland, but hopefully they bounce back.
Yeah, they're too good.
What is the next team, sir?
We're gonna move to Miami,
Ooh,
to a team that has been interesting. So Bam is back on a 3-year extension.
well deserved.
Thomas Bryant and Haywood Highsmith return. Oh, and Kevin Love all return.
Bro,
Kevin Love.
That guy's got to go play golf, bro. Like,
Yeah.
They all return on 2-year deals. Besides Bryant gets a 1-year deal. And notable FA addition is Alec Burks, former Knick, is there on a 1-year deal.
Yep.
Presumably a bench piece. The main departure is Caleb Martin, who stays in the East and goes to Philly.
Okay.
I think their best acquisition is Bam's successor, not predecessor, successor, in
Yeah.
Khalil Ware, who looked phenomenal in the summer league
Yeah.
yeah.
and got first team all honors.
Wow. Wait, can you pronounce his name one more time?
Khalil Ware.
Okay.
It's like Khalil, but it's Lel. Khalil.
Khalil.
Khalil Ware. But
That
it's
was
Khalil.
Ware.
that was someone I wanted the Knicks to draft for center because he was.
Why are you whispering, bro? The people cannot
Oh,
hear
I'm
you.
sorry. He was someone that they were talking on the just him being slept on tremendously.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's a beast.
And just when I saw him, I wasn't surprised because I knew he was going to be good. Just from what they were saying. I didn't watch a lot. I think he went to Texas. I don't know. I don't remember.
I think so.
But just they were saying a lot, and he would have been great.
There's
fit
no way
into
he
our
would.
system.
There's no way he would have fell to you though.
Yeah.
No.
It was
If they
too
traded
risky.
up,
Yeah.
that was the only way.
What would you have traded though? You
Draft
would.
picks.
Yeah, but
More draft picks.
if you're trading, let's say you trade up to 15 with the Heat, right? You have to give up most likely a player then because the Heat's not getting a
Well,
backup
yeah, you also
five.
have your early second round picks.
Right, but
You
the
move
Heat,
up.
the Heat aren't going to want one.
No.
So you'd probably have to give up a player and then
Who?
maybe a couple seconds.
Who would it be?
You could have gave up someone like Mitch. If you're drafting Khalil Ware,
Well, the salaries would not match. Remember, you have
you,
to trade.
got to take on someone from Miami.
Right, no, but it would have to. The Heat wouldn't trade anyone. They would just be getting the pick. They would be trading the pick, and you'd be getting back. So you could trade up to 12 mil
Yeah.
because it's a first round pick. The max you could pay them is 12.3. So it would probably have to be like, I don't even know.
Bride.
It would have to be him, maybe.
Yeah, McBride.
I would trade McBride for Khalil Ware in a
Oh,
heartbeat,
for sure.
without a doubt. He's gonna be so good,
He really is. Saw him one game and he was just a beast out there.
insane.
Yeah.
Look, I mean this was a very Heat-esque offseason of just kind of laying low, doing what you could, and not doing anything crazy. You know, only bringing in a vet minimum guy from free agency is the typical Pat Riley thing. I think the real question mark is what happens with Jimmy Butler because they could not agree to an extension. I think maybe he just needs to start taking the regular season more seriously because he just doesn't.
Yeah.
Because you obviously get what you get with him in the playoffs, but like at the end of the day, this team coasts so much through the regular season that they give themselves the most difficult matchup possible in round one.
Right.
Whereas, like, look, maybe instead of playing Boston, you're playing like Cleveland or something. I don't know. Like, do what you can. We saw literally 3 seasons ago they got the 1 seed. So, as for their starting lineup, Terry Rozier, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Nikola Jovic is projected to start this year,
Yes.
and Bam Adebayo. So very interesting. I think we'll kind of see what happens. I think you could easily see Jaime Jaquez be inserted in. I think
Yeah.
Duncan Robinson could easily get moved at the deadline. And I guess that's kind of it. I don't really see much else happening. So I guess what do we grade this offseason for the Miami Heat?
I give it a B minus, solely because of Khalil Ware.
I think they saved the offseason with that pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I gave him a C plus. I think it falls just below because they really didn't do much else good besides Khalil Ware. Because we all knew
Yes.
Bam was getting an extension, and we all kind
Yeah.
of expected it.
Yeah.
So I gave it a C plus.
Okay. Okay.
Would you give-
I'll stay B minus.
Okay.
I think Khalil Ware helps them tremendously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the future. But if they did not take him, I would say borderline C minus, D plus.
That's
Yeah.
fair. All right. Next team.
All right, we're gonna move to Charlotte. First, we'll go off their.
Charlotte.
We'll go to the new head coach.
Can't find them.
What is his name? what is the new coach's head name? I'm sorry, I'm
Okay.
blanking. out.
Charles Lee.
Charles Lee from Boston.
I totally blanked out there.
That was their first acquisition. So, we have 2 returns. One being Miles Bridges, getting a 3-year payday, and Seth Curry, 1-year deal.
Okay.
That's actually crazy. Like your returns are a cone and a criminal. It's actually wild.
Starting off pretty bad here.
Sorry, no, we're off to a
Apparently
great
they-
start with
Apparently
Charlotte.
they love Miles and Charlotte. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what they're drinking over there,
I
but
don't know. Additions-wise, really one. Taj Gibson's going there. Uncle Taj on a 1-year deal. Josh Green was acquired in a trade from the Mavs, which was the sign-in trade for Clay.
Yep, it was a 3-year deal.
Sign
Or
and trade.
three team trades, sorry.
Yeah, I think it's a good pickup.
Who
for
do they
them
draft?
eventually. I'll get to it. Departures, nothing really notable. Actually, no, they waived 4 guys. I guess the most notable was Reggie Jackson, Davis Bertans. Other 2, not really as notable.
Yeah.
And they drafted another French international, Tijani Salon. I think 7th overall or 6th overall.
Sixth.
6th overall. That's another piece to their young puzzle they have growing in Charlotte.
I just don't know where they're going to find the minutes for him.
What
Yeah.
position?
He's a small.
He's a
forward.
small forward, power forward.
Yeah.
It's just really tough because like
Bridges.
you're playing behind like obviously you're playing behind Bridges, Grant Williams,
Brandon Miller.
Brandon Miller, Josh Green, Cody Martin's still there, Nick
Damn.
Richards. It's gonna be hard to find minutes, but I guess maybe it's just all about the development.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Grant Williams could be an easy trade deadline
I don't think
guy
so.
if he goes off.
I think he'll stick around for a
Okay.
while there.
All right.
I think you could easily move off of Josh Green,
Yeah.
even Seth Curry, get him to a contender.
Oh, please. Yeah.
Let him ring chase for a bit. Why not?
Yeah.
But projected starting lineup for the Hornets: LaMelo Ball. This is also going to be the first season he's going to wear ankle braces.
Wow.
So-
Wait,
does.
what?
It's
Yeah.
that bad, isn't it?
He was going to wear them last season, but didn't feel comfortable and wound up getting a season-ending ankle injury. So this is the right move for him to do that. But obviously him, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, Grant Williams, and Mark Williams. So
It's not a bad lineup.
It's pretty bad.
in my opinion,
But no, Mark Williams is an up and comer.
in my opinion, it's an okay lineup. Awful offseason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very bad.
This is a D from me.
I also gave it a D.
Yeah.
Purely because, I mean, re-signing Miles Bridges immediately moved you down 1 letter grade for me.
But if we're talking basketball standpoint, he helps your team.
Even still, I don't think he's all that.
I think he's good.
I think
He's
he's
okay.
been more overhyped by the flashy dunks over the past few years.
That helps, yeah.
Exactly. And I think looking back on those clips now, it just makes me cringe how much of a shit person he is.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, from what they said, that he's been pretty good for the young guys, but I don't think you want the young guys modeling off of Miles Bridges
No, no, no.
at all. And
But even still, outside of that, you made an iffy draft pick. Your additions are 2 washed veterans in Seth Curry and Taj Gibson.
yeah,
So
Trash.
very bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give it a D minus.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I was close to going lower. But I actually don't know if I effed any, but I think I may have effed like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see.
We will.
So next team.
All right,
Chicago.
we're going. Yes,
Oh,
Yeah?
hey.
yes,
I'm just so
Chicago,
Ball knower.
Chicago.
Man.
Another interesting offseason. We're probably going to talk about
Josh
this one a
Giddey,
lot.
let's go.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Mediator is mediating.
All right, sorry.
Keep comments. Yes, Josh Giddey went to Chicago. I'm glad you know. Resignings. Pat Will, back on a 5-year deal.
He's
Such,
all
a,
right.
such a strange contract. Man. I don't know why.
yeah.
They did
I'm
that.
not a big Pat Will fan. He's
He's okay.
Not even him. I just don't know why they did that.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
a solid player, but it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't understand the
I
5
don't
years,
know.
though.
Just blow it up at this point.
I don't
bro.
know.
Like this team is so bad.
True.
Additions. Chris Duarte was acquired from the Kings. Josh Giddey was acquired for Alex Caruso. And Jalen Smith left Indiana and signed with Chicago to take presumably the backup 5 role to Vucevic.
Yep.
Or if Vucevic gets injured again, he'll be in the starting 5. Draft pick, they drafted their hometown boy, Matas Buzelis, Tyler's lookalike, who I think was a really good pick for them. Not only because he's a hometown boy, but just a lot of raw untapped potential for him.
Yeah,
Really good player.
definitely.
He's one of the very few G League night players that I think could be really good.
Yeah.
He's got to get a little more meat on him.
Oh, yeah, he didn't even grow into his body
But
yet.
he's
He's only like 19, 20.
Right.
Like,
He
that'd be
looks
good.
He's a really good
One of the
pick.
steals of the draft,
Yeah.
Definitely.
without a doubt.
Departures, the most notable ones are Caruso, I said for Giddey.
Yep.
DeRozan went to the Kings, signed a trade, which Duarte came back.
Yeah.
And Drummond left to go stay in the East as well, in Philly to back up Joel Embiid.
Yeah. This is man.
Yikes.
This is not a great offseason at all for the Bulls. What?
I completely agree with you.
I feel like this is
This-
one of your Fs. No.
No,
Okay.
no, not even close.
But it's down there.
Because Buzelis saves it from an F,
Yeah.
and I do think getting Jalen Smith was good.
Yeah.
Problem is, you trade DeMar DeRozan, and you get back an awful package.
Right.
You don't even get back Harrison Barnes. Like you send him
man.
to San Antonio, you don't get anything back from them. You trade Alex Caruso to a team with 1 million draft picks and don't get back a single one.
Yeah, that's bad.
And then you lose your only other like big men because obviously Jalen Smith is he could play center, but Andre Drummond is big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's just like you get rid of DeMar DeRozan. Zach LaVine is just no value left anymore. And you still decide to not only keep Ayo DeSumo, but you decide to pay Patrick Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's looking like a D plus for me, honestly. Even though I love Matt Buzelis, I love what I saw from him.
Yeah.
And then also I love Josh Giddey. I think that's going to end up paying off for them. But besides that, yikes.
Yikes. I mean, starting lineup could get you somewhere. Josh Giddey, Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, Nikola Vucevic, but
Good on paper.
Good on
but
paper.
I don't know if it works.
but
Good on 2K.
I was a little more generous because I could see the upside with Josh Giddey, so I gave him a C minus.
Okay. What you got?
I'll go C.
C?
I think the draft picks could have been easily acquired.
Oh,
with Caruso.
yes.
I don't like the Pat Will contract at all. There was no need to pay him.
Yeah.
Terrible.
If you're getting Buzelis, he literally fills that spot for you.
Too many mistakes. Too many mistakes from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go C. In the middle. They made some good moves and some questionable moves.
Very fair. Next team.
You said C?
I said C minus.
C
D plus.
All right, we all meet in the middle.
Yeah. We have agreement so far. I don't think we
Yeah.
have many changes yet.
All right, let's go to the nation's capital.
The
In
Wizards.
the Wizards. I guess what is the coach that Brian Keefe got the full-time position? That was the first notable move. Re-signings, Rashawn Holmes is back on a 2-year deal. Presumably being back a big to Jonas Valanciunas, who also was acquired in the free agency. Malcolm Brogdon joined them in the trade from Denny Avdia on draft night. And they also brought in Sadiq Bey. Departures, I said Denny Avdia went to that trade draft night. Tyus Jones left to go to the Suns. They waived Landry Shamet.
Nets legend Landry Shamet.
But their most notable moves were draft night.
Oh, I totally forgot Nets legend Brian Keefe.
Okay. Mediating in progress. Okay. But back to, so their most notable moves, of course, were draft night. They had the second overall pick, which was used on Alex Sarr, who's going to be their face of the franchise, presumably. And they also did move up to draft Bub Carrington, who I'm a big fan of. And they also traded up again later in the end of the first round, I think, to get Keyshawn George.
24th pick.
In from Miami, another sharpshooter like Jacoby Walter. And that's all they did draft night. But I think they added 3 notable rookies to their pool of young talent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm torn here. Not going to lie.
I think the draft saved them heavily.
It did,
I don't
but at
think
the
so.
same time, Alex Sarr was a shit show in the summer league.
Yeah.
So it's already a
Yes.
bad sign. I mean, Bub Carrington and Keyshawn George could be good. I think they really kind of fumbled with the Denny trade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Heavily.
So they got Brogdon, and then they moved up in the Bub Carrington.
I
pick as
don't
well.
know why. If you're rebuilding, why are you trading him? I don't get it. Like he's really good for them.
Yes.
And I think he was going to be one of their better players.
His best year was last year.
Yeah, and he's only going to get better. He was getting MIP shouts.
Yeah.
Right.
So I look at this team now, and I'm just like, yeah. I mean, look, the starting lineup is going to be Jordan Poole, Corey Kispert, Kyle Kuzma, Alex Sarr, and Jonas Valanciunas. I just think that yes, they had some good parts of their offseason, but at the end of the day, they did a lot of stuff that canceled it out. That I'm unsure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unsure about
I
It
kind of
working.
Okay.
I kind of see their Bay, Brogdon, and Valanciunas being all trade deadline guys to move. If they're good,
I hope so.
guys are gonna go. The teams are gonna go after those guys. Brogdon's gonna be a guy that's moved around a lot. Like
You know what they should
always.
do?
What?
Knicks pick up Valanciunas.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, Knicks have nothing to give
I'm
away though.
perfectly
That's
fine with
that's
that.
the problem with
That's
any
the issue.
trade they do.
Yeah.
If he's not injured, I'm perfectly fine with
Yeah.
Valanciunas.
Well, I mean, he single-handedly lost the Pelicans the Thunder series. So I don't know if that's really a good idea.
He's better than Mitch.
Oh, without a
Sorry.
doubt,
Oh,
yes.
for sure.
But, at the same time, is that the Knicks really
Unless
have...
Mitch improves tremendously.
Nope.
No. That's going to be the problem, though, because obviously Mitchell Robinson will be your salary filler with any trade, but no team is going to want just Mitch. It's going to have to include either McBride or Devo,
Yeah.
or even Josh Hart, depending on how big your trade candidate is. So it really just depends on that. But as for Washington, again, everything just canceled out so much. I just gave them a C. I couldn't be bothered to choose anything else.
Yep. I think their draft
I
picks.
think I agree with that.
I think the draft picks, again, save them just because their young talent is so good. But if Denny was there, it's even better. And
Yeah.
they messed up trading him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go mid C minus.
I'm gonna go see.
All right.
All right.
Next team
We're going to move on to Atlanta.
was an interesting one.
So Atlanta, of course, had the number one overall pick. They took Zachary Risache. And that's essentially the main part. The other main part is they moved off to DeJounte Murray, finally, and acquired Dyson Daniels and Larry Nance Jr. in return, as well as Cody Zeller. They also brought in David Roddy and Dominic Barlow, New Jersey native and Dumont native, agreed to a two-way deal with them not too long ago.
Cool.
The notable departures I had mentioned, DeJounte Murray, Sadiq Bey, AJ Griffin was traded to the Rockets, and then EJ Liddell was the sole piece that moved to Phoenix for David Roddy.
Yes.
That is all of note for Atlanta this
Very-
offseason.
Very interesting offseason for them, to be honest, because they finally moved off of DeJounte Murray. I just don't know about the return on DeJounte Murray. I don't think they maximized it. But at the end of the day, kind of is what it is. I don't know why they decided to move off of AJ Griffin either. I think he's developing nicely. Hit a couple game winners for them a season or two ago. Projected starting lineup, we got Trae Young, Bogdan Bogdanovic, who just had a stellar Olympics. Zachary Risache is projected to play the 3, Jalen Johnson at the 4, and Clint Capella at the 5. I just don't know if this is going to maximize Trae Young. That's my concern. However, I think I'm high on Risache. I think he's going to be really good. So I think this was a decent offseason for the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think DeJounte Murray is incredibly better than Mikal Bridges right now. And seeing that package, where the Nets got 6 first-round picks and all the Hawks got back was Dyson Daniels and Larry Nance Jr.,
Damn right.
I think it's a major problem there.
Yeah.
But I don't know what DeJounte Murray's value is on the market.
It should have been higher than Mikal Bridges, considering
Oh,
he's an
for
all-star.
sure. Yeah.
So
But Dyson Daniels is former lottery pick, could be really good for them. Larry Nance gets moved around every year.
yeah.
So
What do we grade it?
I say B minus.
That's what I said.
I'll give it a B.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
minor.
we're right here.
Yo, we are one with the brain cells.
We really
I'll
are.
give it a B. If they kept AJ Griffin, I say B plus because he's a young guy that should have been kept around to develop a little more.
Very fair. All right, next team.
This is where it gets to the juicy teams.
Yes.
I'm gonna knock out this team because it's probably not as juicy, but we're gonna move to our defending champions, Boston Celtics.
Let's get her
who
done.
threw out a lot of money. A lot of money. First, we have Sam Hauser agreeing to a 4-year extension. Luke Cornett returning on a 1-year deal. Nimias Queta returning on a multi-year deal,
3 years.
3 years. Tatum got his supermax. Xavier Tillman returns on a 2-year deal. Derek White gets a 4-year extension. And they draft Baylor Shireman in the second to last pick in the first round, or last
The
pick?
last pick
The
in the
last
first
pick
round. He
in
was
the
number
first
30.
round.
Wow,
Number
Brock
30.
Purdy with it.
Baylor Shireman, the shooting small forward out of, I think, Creighton. They did lose Svi Mihailuk, who signed an extension for the Jazz.
Yeah, he never played for them. It's okay.
But that is all of Boston's offseason, just bringing back their guys.
A-.
Yeah, I mean, I gave them an A. I think they did what they needed to do. They're gonna suck in 6 years, but you know what? It is what it is.
It's absolutely worth it.
It's worth
they're
it.
gonna win. They're gonna win multiple rings
Yeah.
in the next few years, barring any like crazy
Injuries.
or collapse or anything like that. Projected lineup, same as last year: Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Tingle Pingle.
That's a very dangerous starting five.
Yeah.
I think the best
Yeah.
team in the league
Yeah.
right now, easily.
And the whole bench is back.
Yeah,
Plus you added-
kept everyone. The only guys they lost were the ones that never played.
Yeah.
So
That's
they're looking good.
outstanding.
I give them an easy A on that.
Who's that? Brad Stevens doing the work over
Yep.
there?
Yeah, Brad's in the
Good job, Brad.
office.
Very, very
Clap
good.
it up for Brad.
Hard to follow in Danny Ainge's footsteps, man. And he's doing well. But
go.
man, that team is going to be generationally ass in the 2030s.
Yeah.
But listen, it gives you guys the championships, and you go to purgatory until you get all the
Exactly.
capital back.
And they'll just do it again.
Yeah, I gave it an A+. They
Oh,
did
wow.
what they had to
Do
do.
you think it was a perfect offseason? Interesting.
Yeah, there's
All right.
nothing perfect
true.
than bring back all your guys.
That's fair.
True. That's true.
You know.
All right, next team.
Let's move to the juicy guys.
Yes, sir.
The Nets.
Oh,
Yeah?
yes.
Yo, I'm on it.
I'm like,
Yes.
get in my bag.
I knew
Yes.
it. Wait, what?
I'm going to get in my bag,
the
bro.
Brooklyn
Okay.
Nets.
Time for my Nets.
Tyler's glory. Re-signed Nick Claxton, Keon Johnson, and Trendon Watford.
Okay.
They acquired Bojan Bogdanovic in the Mikal Bridges trade. They gave Killian Hayes a 1-year deal to come off the couch.
It's not
Yes.
it's non-guaranteed. He still has to make the team.
Ah, okay.
He'll make that team.
I don't know if he will.
I think he will.
He'll make that team.
We'll see.
He's a lottery.
I would
former
love to see
lottery.
Killian in the black and white.
He'll look fired in preseason.
Next, Shake and Bake Shake Milton joined on the sign and trade.
I like Shake.
Zaire Williams was acquired from the Grizzlies. And the departures, Keita Bates Diop and Mikal Bridges are now in New York Knicks. That is the offseason in a nutshell. A lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
Tyler, the
I want
floor
Tyler
is
to go.
yours.
Go.
Look, this was damn near as picture perfect of an offseason for a tanking team as it gets. I mean, it's one thing to get a haul for a player, but to get 6 first-round picks for a role-playing non-all-star, oh my God. Bro, Sean Marks cooked.
Yeah.
And not only that, we got our picks back from Houston. So now we have 4 first-round picks for 2025. Did we overpay Claxton? Yes. Will it net us something later on? Yes. So at least that we have that. I don't think we really need to bring back Lonnie Walker or Dennis Smith Jr., but if we do, then great. If not, oh well. Love the Zaire Williams acquisition. I think he's going to be really good for us. And I think once we trade Cam Johnson and Dorian Finney-Smith, I think we'll really be in business. Because right now, our projected starting lineup, I think, is a little too good. We got Dennis Schroeder, Cam Thomas, Dorian Finney-Smith, Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton. So I think once we get off of those two, and then instead of DFS and Cam Johnson, you got Jalen Wilson and Trendon Watford, or Jalen Wilson and Bojan, or Zaire Williams, or whoever,
Yeah.
I think will be good. So what do you think about the offseason for the Nets?
Yo, that is a pretty outstanding offseason based on what the Nets are trying to do.
Especially what they've done in years past, comparing it to that.
Right.
Just so much better.
There is hope now for the Brooklyn Nets fans. So honestly, if I had to grade this one, I'm A.
Yeah.
It's an A for me.
I gave them an A. I did not give them the A plus purely because DFS and Cam Johnson are still on the team.
Okay, and also the Claxton thing.
Yeah, the contract was a little bit much.
Okay.
And by a little, I mean a lot of it much. I probably would have paid him maybe 10 mil less per year, but it's the new CBA, I understand.
Right.
So what would you grade it as the Knicks fan?
I disagree with all of you.
Okay.
This is a B+ offseason
Ooh.
Okay.
because Nick Claxton makes it a B+.
Okay.
Really?
One signature signing. Even it cancels out 6 first-round picks.
It will be an A if they move DFS and Cam Johnson and make it to double-digit
Okay.
first-round picks.
That's fair.
But getting 6 first-round picks from us
More than enough.
is
More than what we need. Just think, once we trade, let's say we trade Cam Johnson for 2 first-round picks.
You guys don't even need that.
That means KD would net 11 because we got 9 so far because we obviously got the 4 for him and then a bunch more for Mikal. I don't know the exact number, but it's a lot.
I'm excited to see their young guys step up this year. This is just who fits the puzzle when they do get Cooper or Ace Bailey, and you figure out who you keep around and who you get rid of.
Give Cam Thomas the keys, baby. Let's go.
Or Cooper Flag.
I'm excited to see Cam Thomas.
Bro, he's going to be so good.
You've been hyping him up so much.
Oh,
Now
I can't
I'm actually going to watch him now.
You're excited to watch 25 points on 13 of 35 shooting from the field.
That's what Jalen Brunson does. That's why he foul baits.
Excuse me.
It's the
Dang,
truth.
we get into it. We should do the Knicks next. Just
No.
because we're on the topic here.
Okay, fine.
Segue it in.
Fine.
Let's do the Knicks.
We are
go
going
to the Knicks.
We are going to the best off season in basketball.
Oh my gosh.
Minus Isaiah Hartenstein.
I want to see Tyler's grading for this.
Okay.
Curious.
Let me loosen up.
I also, just for frame of reference, I was unbiased with all of these
Objective
ratings.
as possible.
Yeah,
Oh.
objective as possible.
Okay.
For the sake of
Ooh.
the show. If we could speed this up a little bit more, because we're already on 40 minutes.
Yeah, we gotta
Oh,
speed it up.
yeah. These are we're getting into the meaty teams.
Yeah, go to
Oh,
the
yeah,
meeting.
yeah.
Getting into the meaty teams. We have 4 re-signings for the Knicks, one being Precious Achua, OG Anunoby, Jalen Brunson, and Jacob Toppin returned on a 2-way deal just today. The major additions are, of course, Mikal Bridges, Cam Payne, and Keita Bates-Diop, along with the draft picks of Pacome Dadier, Tyler Kolek, and Kevin McCullough. Notable ones.
Damn, bro, called the 56th pick a notable pick.
Kevin McCullough is very notable, and you'll see why in a
Okay.
few years.
Okay.
The notable departures, Isaiah Hartenstein being the most notable one.
Dang.
Yes. Yes.
Very sad
Dang.
tier.
I would say the second most notable departure, actually. There's the third most notable departure.
Oh wow.
Yes. The number 2 being Nets legend Bojan Bogdanovic.
Oh my.
Yes.
And Nets legend 6 first-round picks.
Kids playing in recess, right?
Yeah.
Little kids. Little Geos. Anyway,
Have a lot
so
of cells.
Bojan, yes.
Yeah.
And Shake Milton going to the Nets. And Mamadi Diakite as well. And then Alec Burks went to the Heat. Heat.
So
All right, what are we doing?
projected starting lineups for the Knicks. We got Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. I want to know what you think first, Gio. You first think. That's really good English.
No, I love the starting lineup. I love the fact that they went out and got Mikal Bridges, but for a very expensive price. And because of that alone, it's going to average it out to a C off season. And then also losing Hartenstein, I think that also brings it down another.
I'm shocked.
Other than that, I would have had it at around a B for the Knicks if they didn't lose Hartenstein, but he's gone, he's out. So it's a
Think
C
about
for me.
OG? Bring back
Okay,
OG?
you know,
You
we'll
went.
bring it up to a C+.
I was going to say you went lower than me.
Really?
I went for a C plus.
Okay.
To me, the Knicks did a lot of canceling out, just like most teams, because yes, but that's the problem though. You overpaid the fuck out of OG, and you overpaid the fuck to get Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
That already knocks it down to an F starting from a C. It knocks it all the way down. The Jalen Brunson tampering brings it up because obviously you saved a lot of money,
Yeah.
and then I think Tyler Kolek was a steal in the draft, so it kind of knocks it up a little bit.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I have the Knicks right now in that
C+.
C plus range.
Anthony?
Being genuinely honest, I think the Knicks did a lot of good for the short term, but for the long term, it's going to probably turn out as an F.
Yeah.
This is a B off season. That's all it is to it.
That's it.
If you're losing the 6 draft picks, you lose Hartenstein. You bring back everybody else, but
Yeah.
you don't settle down on a center that's going to help us out. So that's why it's a B. It's an A if Hartenstein is back.
Yeah.
I think if Jalen Brunson hadn't signed that extension, I would have gone lower.
Yeah.
Probably would have gone C minus. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, not that was a little bit as anticlimactic as I thought. But what is the next
No.
team?
The Magic of Orlando.
Ooh,
They have re-signed Goga Badadzde, Gary Harris, Mo Wagner, and also extended Jonathan Isaac and Franz Wagner. The major addition they made was KCP
the PC
on a 3-year
dude.
deal. The main departure, really not really notable, is Joe Ingles. And they did draft sharpshooter Tristan Da Silva in their first round of this year's draft.
Very good pick.
Wow.
So
Magic.
the projected lineup for the Magic: Jalen Suggs, the PCP dude, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. getting the start over Mo Wagner. Interesting.
Yeah. He stays.
Just an A- for me.
This was a great offseason.
Yeah.
This is a really good offseason.
Yeah.
Jokic be getting these boys paid, bro.
Yeah.
But even still, 22 mil a year for KCP, I think that's actually, for this CBA, for him being the POA vet guy, I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
They probably could have saved a little bit of money, but it's okay. And I think I gave this an A.
Yeah.
The reason being I did not give this an A+, because they paid Franz Wagner way too much money.
You think so?
Way too much money.
I think he's going to be that guy, though.
I put...
He needs to show up. In the
He does need to
He
show
does need to show up in the playoff.
show.
I think Evan Mobley, they got basically the same money. Evan Mobley, I think, is much better than Franz Wagner.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of my thing. That's the only reason. Only one minus or plus.
The one minus for me is Wendell Carter is still starting.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the minus for me.
I think also they got to get rid of some of these point guards. Like Cole Anthony, there's no
Yeah.
point in him being there anymore. Obviously, Markelle Fultz is gone.
Yep.
But yeah, what would you give it, Antoine?
I think it's an A-.
Yeah.
Yeah, they brought back all their guys. Like same thing with Boston, but they just haven't won yet.
Yeah, I mean, they're new.
No.
We know Powell's a playoff riser, so we'll see.
Yep.
All right, next team. How many more do we got in the East?
Pacers, Sixers, Pistons.
All right, we got 3 left. We're on 45 minutes. Let's see if we could speed through these last 3.
Pacers, Sixers. We'll start with the Pacers.
Goodness gracious.
Okay.
All right.
We have Andrew Nemhard re-signing extension.
Yes.
Siakam re-signing, Obi Toppin re-signing, and James Johnson re-signing.
Nets legend LeBron Porkchop Johnson.
They added James Wiseman to replace Jalen Smith, who went to the Bulls.
Yes.
And that is it. No draft picks.
Projected lineups. We got Tyrese Halliburton, Andrew Nemhard, Aaron Nesmith, Pascal Siakam, and Miles Turner.
It's just running it back.
Run it back.
Yeah.
Hey, it worked the first time.
Worked the first time.
Kind of.
Yeah, I think it really did. It's just Tyrese got hurt, and that was about it. What would you grade this offseason?
I'm giving this a B+.
Oh,
Run it back.
Yeah.
run it back.
Those same group of guys, they stay healthy, they're going to go deep in the playoffs.
Benedict Matherin's back too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you give him?
I think B+.
Okay, so for me, I think Siakam was an extension needed to get done. A lot less than I thought he was going to get. I thought he was going to get at least 200. Obi Toppin was a good team friendly contract. You can easily move if you need to. That Andrew Nemhard contract is going to be the best contract in the NBA within 3 years. I think it's a steal because I'll tell you what, if they didn't re-sign him, he easily could have got Derek White money at the end of next season.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Again, you don't really need to draft anyone. James Wiseman, didn't really need him, just added some extra depth. To me, this was the only picture-perfect offseason in the NBA, and I gave them an A+.
Wow.
Okay.
You are a Pacers lover boy.
Yeah.
I see the light with this team very much.
Okay.
Because I said back in 2020 that Tyrese Halliburton would be the best player from that draft class. He isn't, but he's one of them. And look, I think you can win with him. And I think, barring any freak accidents, he's not really that kind of injury prone. So he only got hurt because he did the splits because he slipped.
Right.
And I think Nemhard's going to be that second star with him
Okay.
and Pascal. So,
I like it.
yeah.
All right. Moving on to the penultimate, second to last, right?
Yep.
Okay. Detroit. JB Bickerstaff is now the head coach there. They re-signed Cade Cunningham to a 5-year extension.
Deserved.
They brought back Simone Fontecchio on a 2-year deal.
I don't know why. I thought he was about to say Simone Biles.
Simone Biles is back. No.
She
That'd be
can
great.
probably dunk, honestly.
They added a lot of veterans. Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr., Wendell Moore Jr., Paul Reed, and Tobias Harris, but it's not notable.
No, it's very notable.
No notables.
actually.
No notables.
It's very notable.
Departures were Taj Gibson, Quentin Grimes, James Wiseman, and they did draft Ron Holland 5th overall in the draft.
Wasn't thrilled with the Ron Holland pick. I think Buzelis should have been their guy. Don't know why they didn't take him, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Love the Paul Reed acquisition.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's a very slept-on center. Playing behind Embiid this whole time doesn't really get a lot of burn. And even when Embiid was hurt, he never started. So I think it gives him an opportunity, and you already have that guaranteed chemistry with Tobias Harris. Yeah, I think this was a solid offseason for Detroit. I think Cade got his deserved money. You finally put some NBA players around him. And I think this group of veterans was better than last year. Okay. So I would give them a B+. You got a projected lineup of Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Malik Beasley, Tobias Harris, Jalen Duren. I think it's really good.
Okay, I semi disagree. I think they gave up a lot. I mean, not a lot, but they gave up some mid veterans and got back some mid veterans. That's what I think. So it's
Fair.
kind of like an equal exchange, in my opinion.
Okay.
And they signed Cade 5 years. Good job. I say it's B minus.
Fair enough.
I'm in the middle for a B.
Okay.
I think they added too many veterans. They got to get the young guys playing time.
Very fair.
Oh, I like that.
Moving on to Philly, the last one, did the most. They have re-signed Kyle Lowry, KJ Martin, and Kelly Oubre. They gave Tyrese Maxey a 5-year extension.
Also deserved.
And additions, Andre Drummond, Paul George, Eric Gordon, Reggie Jackson, and Caleb Martin. Departures were Nick Batum, Mo Bamba, Buddy Hield, D'Anthony Melton, Cam Payne, and Paul Reed. And their lone draft pick in the first round was Jared McCain out of Duke. A lot of movement.
A lot to unpack here. I know I don't like the Sixers. In all honesty, I probably would root for the Sixers before. I'd probably root for the Knicks for the Sixers. But they had a tremendous offseason.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you get Paul George for nothing. Like, you gave up absolute zilch to get that man. Is impressive enough as it gets. Signed him for a lot less than I thought he was going to get. Also, I thought he was going to get 4 years for like $260. He only got $212. Giving Maxey the bag was deserved.
Yeah.
And outside from that, I think there's a few things that I knock it down from an A+, that being losing D'Anthony Melton. I think he was going to be key for this team just purely for his defense. And then I just don't think Drummond's going to be there long-term anyways. So I just can't really see that happening. But aside from that, I think Jared McCain's going to turn into a good player.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Reggie Jackson and Caleb Martin will kind of fill their roles. Same thing with Eric Gordon. I think upgrades on Buddy Hield, if I'm being brutally honest with you. So,
Wow.
yeah, well done to Philly. I mean, I can't really projected lineup of Tyrese Maxey, Kelly Oubre, Paul George, Caleb Martin, Joel Embiid. If healthy, that team can contend, but we need to see them actually show up in the playoffs.
Yeah. Which they're historically known not to show up.
Well,
being Embiid and Paul George.
Yes,
So we'll see.
they show up against the bad teams, but when it comes to an actual contender, they fall
Yeah.
under the lights.
Yeah.
So what would you give them, Gio?
A plus.
Ooh, this is perfect for you.
I say this is perfect.
This is the only perfect offseason in the NBA. This is an
Yeah.
A+.
I think adding Eric Gordon and Reggie Jackson really doesn't do much, but it doesn't do any. It doesn't take away.
It doesn't
anything.
hurt you. It just gives you
It's
added
just-
depth. That's why I
some
view
guys
for the Wiseman signing for Indiana.
Right.
So, but yeah, that was the East. Let's move on to the West. All right, so originally we were going to do the Western Conference, but that took just a shade under a decade. So what we're going to do, we're going to just keep the East in this episode, and in episode 19, we'll do our Western Conference grading, so that way we can go in-depth consistently throughout all 30 teams rather than just running through the West, which is the better conference to begin with. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. So this means that we're going to move on to Shower Thoughts, the segment where we fry our brains. It's not brain rot, it's just overproduction that we just completely burn ourselves out, but it's worth it. It gives some good dialogue, some great context, some good basketball talk with the boys. So last week, I had asked you guys the most overrated, underrated, and perfectly rated player in the NBA. If you guys want to go check that out. Link is down in the description to episode 17. Go check it out. That was probably our most thrown together episode I think that we've ever had.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
So I do prefer these style of episodes where we do have a set agenda of what to get through and everything's like kind of evenly spread out, because I was having trouble finding things for segments. So this week we have no issue with that.
Beautiful.
So this week, Antoine, it is your turn for Shower Thoughts. What do you got for us today?
Bring it on.
Hold on. I'm fixing the ottoman. Welcome to the shower with me. That's all I have to say. You're joining the shower for thoughts.
All right, we thank you all for watching the
No. All right. This question is quite spicy.
quite spicy.
I don't know if you guys will have the same answers, but I'm hopeful that you will have within maybe 3 players to include in this answer.
I hope we disagree or have different answers.
I'll see. All right. Who is the face of the NBA right now? And who it will be the future face of the NBA?
Do we have to pick one player for each?
Face.
So
Singular.
one singular player.
Who is the face? When you think NBA, this is the one player you think of who represents the league, who is the ambassador.
Okay.
For whenever they go anywhere, this is the person who is NBA.
Okay.
And who is going to be the future face. You could also throw in who was the past face of the NBA before we were even born.
I think we know that. I think past face was Michael Jordan.
Okay. Is
think
that
we-
unanimous?
Yeah, pretty much.
Very
Okay.
unanimous.
No, it
Who-
was John Stockton.
Karl Malone.
Nah.
Throw in the Jazz team. Who is the face as of right now?
Well, you start off, Gio.
All right. Well, I want to start off by throwing a couple names out there. I'll say, obviously, LeBron's in that conversation. Curry is in that conversation. Giannis, Luka, guys like that.
What happened to KD?
Kevin Durant. I don't think he's ever been.
I think he's up there.
He's in the conversation, but I don't think he's ever been like considered the face of the league. I think he's been overshadowed by Bron too much and Steph as well. So,
But he was the
I don't
best
know.
player on that Warriors team.
Yeah,
I would
but
argue.
even
I would argue Steph is on that pedestal with both of them.
yeah.
Yeah. I think Steph. Yeah, I understand what Bron does, a redundancy in the position they play. I guess
Right.
with that stuff. But I think the three of them have been the consistent face of the NBA
Yeah,
for the
but-
past like many years.
But the thing is, I wouldn't consider him because the face of the league is a player that everyone loves.
Right.
And I feel like with Curry, everyone loves Curry.
I don't know. Wild Giovanni Squatteri didn't like Steph
Look,
Curry.
look, I converted, bro. Okay, I'm a Curry
But
lover now.
there's people that don't like every NBA player. There's people that don't like Bron. There's people that don't like KD. There's
Yeah,
people that
well,
don't
you
like
always
Steph.
have those haters, but for the most part, there's always going to be like overwhelmingly people like this player, right? And I feel like overwhelmingly people like LeBron and people like Curry. But when it comes to Kevin Durant, I think it's like it's very like even. I feel like, and it's because of a decision that he made in 2016.
Right. That's also why you're biased in this. But maybe the face can also be a villain. Maybe KD is the villain to all of this.
Interesting point.
He plays
Continue with that.
he plays a very specific role
Okay.
as far as that goes.
I like
everything-
this. Hold on
Yeah.
now. So, do you need a hero of the NBA and a villain,
I think you might.
or okay?
I think it makes it more juicy, but it depends on how dynamic the villain is.
I like
I'm
that.
trying to think of a movie comparison right now, but I'm struggling.
Batman Joker.
Yeah.
It's like a Batman Joker thing. Okay. Can we change the question? Instead of who's the face, let's say who's the hero and who's the villain in every era. Let's go.
Geo is the government coming to seize your shower.
Who's the hero and who's the villain?
Who's the hero in the 2000s period? Not just 2000s, but including the 10s and the 20s. Who's the hero of the last 20 years or so?
Okay, so the hero since 2000.
Yeah.
I don't even think you can even put LeBron in that because
No.
he went to the Heat, remember?
Right. So he's low-key a villain.
It has to be Steph.
It's Steph.
Steph
I
Curry
agree.
is the hero.
And KD is the villain.
No.
LeBron's
I think
the villain.
LeBron's the villain.
Yeah.
LeBron's the villain.
Wait.
It's tough, man. It's difficult.
I don't think
LeBron's too much
the
of a
villain.
hero,
No,
bro.
Yeah,
LeBron
he really
is
Le
is.
not
Captain,
the
bro.
villain.
Le Captain America.
L'America.
Come on,
Can't be
man.
the villain.
Yes,
No, LeBron's not the
LeBron's the hero and KD's the villain.
KD's the villain.
And Steph is just
No, Steph is the hero.
Steph is Robin.
Okay, look, here's what it is. Steph is the hero.
Mm-hmm.
KD is the villain. Bron is the culmination of the two. He's the face.
So basically, what you're saying is that like, what could be like a good comparison here? So let's just say that, let's say Steph's Iron Man, KD is Thanos, and LeBron is Marvel.
yeah, we can say
Yeah.
that. Let's roll with that one.
Let's roll with that one.
Yeah.
LeBron is the NBA.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I mean
Yeah.
he took the torch from Michael Jordan.
Right.
So
All right, so let's talk about decade before, or a couple
2000s?
decades before, like in Jordan's era.
Jordan's era.
So was Jordan the hero, or was
I think MJ was the villain.
MJ was a villain?
I would agree with you on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
MJ's the villain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone didn't like him.
So who was the hero of that era?
That's a great question.
I have
Connor.
no idea.
You're the '90s guy here.
Okay.
I don't think Kobe's the hero.
Kobe did not play all that much back then.
Shaq?
Shaq is a good shout.
He had that personality.
Yeah.
I feel like the hero needs to have that very charismatic personality.
Shaq
Like
and-
Curry has that.
Yeah.
Shaq and Barkley.
Shaq, I think, has that.
David Robinson, low key.
I don't think he was good enough.
That's
Hakeem.
fair.
Shaq was definitely more notable. Hakeem, nah.
Eh.
He's more of like a Kawhi Leonard,
Yeah.
no emotion, no reaction type.
He played for Team USA
Yeah.
when he should have played for his national team, and a lot of people didn't like that.
Yeah.
So it's tough, but
But that's another thing I would say that you need to have to be the face of the NBA. You need to have charisma.
yes.
You need to be able to not only be the best player in the NBA, but you need to be able to carry the load of just carry the weight of the NBA on your back almost. Kind of like how Jordan did
Yeah.
and LeBron, right? You got to have that something about it has to be something there.
You gotta have
know
the
what I
it
mean?
factor.
Yeah, that
That's
it
why.
factor.
That's why I like this current generation of the NBA as far as that goes, because I feel like I think a lot of people check off different boxes as far
Yeah.
as like face of the league. So obviously, LeBron, KD, Steph are your iconic legends essentially at this point. The old heads. You got guys that like to soak in the moment, like Anthony Edwards or Giannis. You got guys that are just naturally in the moment, like Jokic or Luka. So I think there's a good variety when it comes to faces of the league, and I
Yeah.
think it's hard to pick just one because everyone's so different in their own right, in their own way, that it's tough to just choose one singular player. But who would you choose if you had to choose one for right now? Let's say you
For the
can't-
future.
Let's say no. I'm talking about right now, NBA
Okay.
right now, and you can't say LeBron, Steph, or KD.
Okay, so for the future, basically.
No, right now, in 2024.
But you're saying besides
Besides
the
them.
people
We'll
who
do,
actually are.
because he has future later. We'll do that
Okay.
afterwards. So who would be your face of the NBA right
Face
now?
of the NBA.
Had to pick.
Oh my goodness, I like Jokic, man.
I was gonna say the same
He's
exact
funny.
thing.
He's actually funny. I like him. He's different. He's definitely different. He's not your typical face of the league, but
Yeah,
he's his own. He's himself.
that's all you need. You need someone that's their personality is what it is.
Yeah.
And I think he's the perfect guy for it right
Yeah.
now, especially because the way he plays on the court and the way he is off the court.
Yeah. But I also like Giannis though. He's very charismatic as
He
well.
is, yes. A little on the corny side, but he's definitely charismatic.
Nah, he's not corny.
Oh,
he's
bro, did
he's
you-
also very much himself.
Did you see what he said after winning the All-Star game?
Nah.
He took the trophy. He's like, wiener, chicken dinner.
I don't
Everybody-
think he's the face of the league.
Giannis?
No,
Why not?
not right.
Is it because
now.
he's Greek
No, he's just not.
and you're Italian? Is that why?
No.
Okay.
Jokic is
It's a
definitely up
battle.
there.
It's a battle for the Mediterranean.
Jokic is there. LeBron, Steph. Those are the three.
We're not allowed to say LeBron, Steph, or KD.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I think it's Jokic.
I like Edwards as well.
Ant. I know Ant's the later.
Yeah, I think he's
I
a
think
little
he's
too
the
early
future.
right
Ant
now.
is the later.
Yeah, your mic's peaking, by the way.
And I think Luka's the now.
Luca?
Luca over
Luka's now.
Jokic.
Nah.
I would still think Luca does have his villain moments.
Yes.
He really does.
Luca.
But man, when Luca goes killer mode, my God,
Yeah.
it's a sight to behold.
Yeah, Luca's definitely the villain, I would say.
I love how it's mostly
Giannis is the
international
hero.
players.
He likes to play the hero
Yes.
role. So we'll
Giannis-
give him the hero.
We'll give
and Jokic
Giannis
is
the
the
hero
face.
role, and Jokic is Marvel. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Jokic is Gru.
Yes.
Everyone else is the Minions. Yeah, there we
I like
go.
that.
I love
Jokic
it.
just grew. I gotta watch the Minions, man. It's too funny.
I have to watch. I haven't seen it yet,
Yeah, me neither.
and I know the new movies.
Ooh.
Movies already come out.
Wemby.
But Gru's a villain though.
Well, he's supposed to be the villain.
Yeah,
but winds
But
up
he's
being
like,
the hero.
okay.
Because think about it. I mean,
He's both.
Yeah,
So at the end of the day,
right.
the face.
Because Jokic does both.
Okay.
So
Wemby.
not
That's
now.
the later.
Yeah, we're trying to do
Wemby for
now.
the future.
As you're a Knicks fan, right now. That's what you're focused on right now.
Jalen Brunson.
Okay, not even close. What we talked about future though.
Okay.
Future face
into
of
it.
the league. Now, obviously, let's take the obvious out of the way. Let's take out Ant. Let's take out Wemby.
Okay.
Let's take out SGA.
Okay. SGA, I don't even think he's
That's fair. So
he's too old.
We'll take out Wemby. We'll take out Ant. Who else could be in that
My
sort of
goodness.
realm? I think those are the two obvious
Tatum?
ones. Yeah, I mean, true. He's only 19. He does a lot.
Jaylen Brown.
I think he's. How old is Tatum for real though?
26.
Yeah.
He's starting to get to that age where it's like
He's
the
in his
now.
prime now, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if we
So-
can include Tatum in that future conversation.
We
can
could, but he's one of the obvious ones. Let's try and think of someone
Okay.
that could rise up. And we'll take out Cooper Flag also.
Oh, you're talking about like in the draft?
No, it could be someone young. I just want to
Okay.
take out all the obvious ones because, I mean, the shower thoughts would be boring if we're always obvious.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to come out with some shot in the dark players.
I want to throw out shouts for Paolo Banchero,
Like it.
Tyrese Halliburton,
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's an
and
Tyrese.
Tyrese Maxey.
Maxey.
Ooh. I think that's very dependent on when Embiid leaves Philadelphia because he'll forever be in the shadow of Embiid until he's not.
I also want to throw out Cade Cunningham.
Nah,
No.
not a chance.
He deals with the worst front office in the league. I don't
Yeah,
think that's going to happen.
Not a chance.
All right.
I think I like Tyrese. He
Which
has
one?
Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah,
Good
agreed.
point. I like the Halliburton one, but I'm not sure if if his ceiling is high enough in terms of
I think that's
overall basketball.
I call it the Pacers paradox. There's a lot of conflicting reviews with Indiana. People like me think they're really good. A lot of people have them in the play-in. People don't believe in them. And I do, and I think that's why Tyrese can be a face of the league in the future.
No, I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about
No, but
Tyrese as a
remember,
player.
but Tyrese is a player. It coincides with the team. If the team's
Right.
not good, then he's not going to get the credit.
Right.
Remember, we're in the new era of the NBA now. It's hard to be, just loved for your individual talent. You need the team success.
Right.
So,
I will throw out John Moran as well.
Ooh, Ja. I forgot about Ja.
yes, if he can clean up his off-the-court issues, then absolutely.
Yeah.
If he can clean up his off-the-court issues, he could be a multi-time MVP
Yeah.
easily,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah. I think Ja for sure can be in that because I think also to be the face of the league, you have to be flashy. You have to be flashy. You have no choice.
Can I throw out a name?
Please.
Barring team success is good.
Please do.
Cameron Boucher-Thomas.
No.
Not a chance, bro.
No.
If he averages
No, Tyler.
No.
Stop.
let me cook.
Cooper Flag is getting that over
Tyler,
him.
Let me land.
Stop,
let me
bro.
land. Let me land. You
Cam
said
Thomas,
flashy,
bro.
If Cam
Half the viewers don't even know who that is, bro.
if he has that maxi season last year and winds up getting most improved player, you don't think he's on his way to potentially being one of the?
Face of the league.
It would be a long term thing. Remember, it's long into the future.
How old is he?
22.
Okay.
I
He's
think,
got so
I
much
think
time.
Jalen Brunson gets that over him easily.
No,
I don't think his upside is that high.
that's why because you don't watch Cam Thomas play.
We're gonna see him this season.
Exactly, we're gonna see it happen.
I'm looking forward to this.
I think he's one of two players to have 3 straight 40-point games. So
Yeah, he's on the Brooklyn Nets.
right, but even still, I do think when we do rebuild and become contenders, I do think he's going to be one, if not, he's the number one or the number two. I think.
Really?
Yeah, because if we do get Cooper Flag, that'll be the duo for the future. So, and
We'll
like
see.
I said, he has that just natural Kawhi-like personality.
Who, Cam?
Cam Thomas, yeah, he's funny, and he has, he's got the flash. He's
Does
got
he?
all of it. Yeah,
He has I know he has like a good handle.
yeah, he's got a great handle.
Yeah.
He can make the shot from anywhere. He's just a
Okay.
bucket. So that's why I think long term he is an underrated shout.
Okay.
Because obviously it's the Nets. Who gives a shit about the Nets? Like,
Yeah.
so I think
I don't know. I can't see him because I feel like when I said you have to be super flashy to be the face of the league.
He's very-
So you have to have one attribute about yourself
Yeah.
that separates you from every other player in the league. Like for example, Wemby's super freaking tall, blocks
Yeah.
everybody, right? Anthony Edwards jumps out the gym, dunks on anybody. Same thing with John Morant.
Yeah.
Like talent like that's like gifted. Like you were born for this.
Yeah,
Like you know what I mean?
Cam Thomas is the guy that
What's one thing that he does amazingly well, better than almost anybody in the league?
almost better than anybody. Obviously, we don't know for sure as of this moment right now, but I can tell you, like, as far as him in the ISO and him just kind of just making a shot over anyone, just like shooting over a chair essentially, because he can jump really high. He's a pure scorer.
Okay, so
That's
he's like
what he
Kobe.
is. He's a bucket. Yeah, Kobe's his idol.
Okay,
So he wears Kobe's every night.
okay.
So, like I said, once he's given the opportunity, because he's never been given the consistent minutes, now that we have a better head coach, an actual head coach, let the bro cook.
Okay.
And if he wins most improved player, that's the first step in the right direction for him specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think he's a later on face of the league. I think next, obviously, is Wemby and Paolo and those guys, right? I'm just trying to think of another like under the radar shout for a face of the league, and I'm low key struggling to think of one.
I can't think of one.
It's hard to
Think
tell.
of teams here.
Think of teams.
Scotty Barnes.
I can.
Ooh,
What do you think?
Yes.
Scotty?
I would. Do I think it can happen? Probably not. Do I want it to happen? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Scotty.
I don't know
He's
if
also
this-
funny also.
I don't know if this is for the now.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell.
Well, how old is he? Like 27?
He's 28, I think.
28? I don't think so.
It's a little late.
He's a little late, yeah.
Brandon Miller.
I don't
He's
see
stuck
it
in
for him.
Charlotte.
LaMelo.
I don't see it now.
No, definitely
What
not.
about Zion?
If she can stay
Nah.
healthy, maybe, but
Yeah.
I mean, based off of
Chet
publicity,
Holmgren.
maybe.
Nah.
He's gonna forever be in Wemby's shadow. Unfortunately,
Yep.
it's a damn shame, but it is what it is. Who else could it be? SGA, I think, is probably the most likely next.
How old is he though?
27.
Yeah.
So
bro,
as
I
far,
don't know.
but like I said, when LeBron and them retire, he'll be 30. He'll be in his prime.
I think Edwards has more of a chance than SGA. Easily.
I would argue that, yeah. But I think SGA probably. I think the team success for the Thunder is going to be a lot more guaranteed than Minnesota.
Okay.
De'Aaron Fox.
Nah, he's too old.
Jonathan Kuminga.
No.
They're already hesitant on giving him a max.
Yeah.
So probably not. The Warriors think that Pods could be there.
But where are you
Pods.
marketing?
Oh yes.
Yeah, you think so?
Ethical. I would love that. It's not
You-
going to happen, but I
Well,
would love it.
Okay. I was gonna
I
say.
would love for that to happen, bro. Are you kidding me?
I don't know. I don't
Oh man,
I could see Reed Shepard in a few years.
nah. He's never going to be the main guy.
Maybe. He has that flair to him.
Reed is.
You know who does
He has
have?
that buzz around him.
You know who needs like someone that's got the archetype of Jimmy Butler is going to be the face of the league.
Yeah.
I think you need that.
Like the
kind
build, like a Jimmy
I
Butler
wouldn't say
build.
the build, but you need the playoff energy
Yes.
and the badassness of Jimmy buckets. Oh man.
But also the regular season play combined
Right.
with that.
So if you combine like a Jokic regular season with a Jimmy Butler playoffs, fuck. That is
Insane.
a baller right there.
That's the face of the league. Easy.
Absolutely.
I also think Rob Dillingham.
Eh,
I think he has the
No.
potential.
he's going to be an Ant's shadow forever.
Not Rob.
Yeah.
He is always going to be an Ant's shadow.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really anyone else that we can consider.
Yeah.
I just
Not
think
as of right
I think
now.
we all know it's going. The next face of the league will be Wembanyama.
Yeah.
I think it's undoubtedly going to be
Easily.
him, and I don't think it's going to be close.
He might be the villain though, because he's France. What if
no.
France beats the U.S. now, and now everyone in the U.S. hates Wemby because he beat the U.S. and it's like
As long as Rudy Gobert's on that team, Wemby will be forever loved.
it's true.
Who, real quick before we close this out, who would you say the villain is of the NBA right now, and who would you say is going to be the next villain? Not Wemby.
Villain.
There's definitely a few villains.
villain right now-
Luca's a villain.
No.
No.
I think Luca's a villain.
The villain right now is Joel Embiid.
Yes.
Joel Embiid is also
I would say
Embiid is
I
the
would say
villain.
it's clear at the top. There's three players: Joel Embiid, Draymond Green, Dylan Brooks.
Oh, well, those guys. We're
Yeah.
talking about legit players. though.
Draymond. No,
But no,
Draymond's
the
a
villain doesn't
villain.
have
Those
to
guys
be.
are-
The villain doesn't have to be a legit player. The villain
they
could
do.
be. The villain could just be a guy. Because think about it. Someone like Dylan Brooks gets LeBron going. He gives him that extra.
Draymond is there for a villain.
Draymond's
I think
definitely
he's
a
too
villain.
outdated. Like maybe like in 2016, Draymond's the villain.
I mean,
but I think
he's
you
still
have
a
to
hun- He's
be.
still $100 million player.
No, he's
Yeah, but he's like friggin' 47. Okay, you see the whites in his beard now?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Right now, I'd say the villain is easily Joel Embiid.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I'll settle with that one because he's a legit player.
Legit player, dirty player,
Yeah.
playoff choker.
Yeah, all of the above.
All of the above, yeah. The whole Olympics debacle, the flopping, the
Yeah.
free throws. Yeah, I would say it's easily him. Who should the next villain will be? Because I don't think Embiid's playing past this decade.
Wemby.
no.
Nah, I don't
Anthony
think it's Wemby.
Edwards.
No,
Nah.
not him.
Edwards is too
Why?
charismatic to be the.
You know what? I actually do think it's going to be whoever you make out, whatever side you want. It's going to be Wemby and Chet.
Wemby and Chet.
I think it's going to be both of them. I think
Okay.
one's going to be the hero, the other one's going to be the villain, and vice versa.
So it's a 7-footer takeover.
Okay.
Yep, 7-4 versus 7-1.
Okay,
Battle of the lampposts.
got it.
So
Okay.
yeah, interesting one. I think it had some good debate.
Yeah, it was
And
a
obviously
four-parter.
we obviously have to mention Cooper Flag could easily be
Yeah.
a face of the league unless he goes
Right.
to like Charlotte or something. But
Oh, God forbid.
hopefully not. Black and white, please.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Please, need badly.
That would be nice.
Need oh so badly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was a pretty good question from you. So next week it is your turn, Mr. Gio, over on that end.
We're joining your shower.
Okay.
Bro.
Yeah, maybe
About to
shower
file a
thoughts.
report.
Maybe shower thoughts was a poor name for this segment, purely just for his sake. But lads, any final thoughts, comments, concerns, equations, anything on this?
Thank you for joining my shower.
I need to go to my own shower and clean myself off after that. But yeah, with that, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of episode number 18 of the Floor Spacer podcast. We've gone through 18 of these, boys. How are we feeling?
We feeling like I need to get some food right now.
Yes.
But
and
we
go
feeling
to
good
sleep.
other than that.
Feeling good.
Yeah.
So, Gio,
Yeah.
you, sir, know what time it is in the video. For those that are still with the flow of the show, oh, that was bars. What did people comment? Last week it was Parkway.
Oh, wow.
So what is... Someone actually commented Parkway. Shout out
Did
you.
they actually
Yeah.
love them?
Shout out you.
Who was the person?
Let me go to the
Please
studio.
check him out.
Yeah, we're gonna shout brother man out right
Shout
now.
bro out, please.
Was it KD's burner?
No, it was not.
I would love that.
Could you imagine though if it was?
Could we meet him?
Imagine if it's Kevin Durant. So the person that commented it was...
Devin Booker.
Hold on. My phone's being dumb. Okay, it was
Stephen Curry.
Austin Vaughter.
Okay.
Okay.
So shout out you, Austin.
Shout out
Big up
Austin.
you.
We
So-
might even, huh?
So what are the people going to comment today? Something good.
I'm trying to figure this out, man. I don't know.
Think of what we've talked about in today's episode and comment whatever you want to do.
All I can think about is how Anthony's going to try to sneak into my shower.
That
Nah.
is
Okay.
wild.
Any guys, help me out here.
How about
Grading.
golden? Because the
Let's
U.S.
do it.
won gold.
All right,
Golden.
I like it.
All
Or
right.
gold.
Comment golden, not golden, because we
Golden.
are golden.
Let's
we're
do
in
it.
we're in our beginning stage, but at some point we'll get to the golden age of the Floor Spacer podcast. So if you are still with the flow of the video, comment golden.
Let's do it.
If you guys did enjoy today's episode, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. If you are new around here, we're closing in on 2,500. We're so close. Should hit it within a week or two. Be sure to turn on the notification bell. That way you're notified every single time we upload. I believe we have a 20 questions coming out the same day as this, so be sure to go check that out, as well as all the shorts. Be sure to go check us out on Spotify. Give us a 5-star rating. Follow, answer the poll, all that stuff. Be sure to go check us out on our socials at Floor Spacer Pod on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and follow our personal socials, which you can see down below. Get Gio to 1 million Twitter followers. And yeah, I think before we go, we have to scold Anthony one more time for shaving again this morning after
hell is wrong with
promising that he
What
would
the
grow
hell
his
is wrong
beard
with
out for 2,000 subs.
I never.
out. Get out.
This is my own house. You get out.
Okay. Good
But
point.
we will post on our social medias for the 2,000 sub special. Antoine is going to do an ice bath for 2 minutes.
Butt naked.
Hey. Oh, my God. Yeah, we just
No.
got to go. We
I
got to
don't,
go.
I don't want to be here anymore.
We got to go.
But yeah, any final thoughts from you, Gio? Because he's banned from talking for the rest of this.
Nah, no, nothing. We just got to go.
We just got to go. So we hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. We love you all endlessly, and we'll see you all in episode 19. Peace.